graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I missed putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on, barreled out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome on into another edition of Phillies Play-by-Play with JJ. My name is Jason Joseph. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. We go live for Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles, and of course we are doing March Madness. We also did the World Baseball Classic as well, and cannot wait for baseball season to start. It is hard to believe that opening day is in about 5 days or so. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Opening night, that is. Crazy. All right, so the Phillies got themselves another spring training game today. They will be taking on the Baltimore Orioles, and they will be going up against Levi Wells. Curious to see how they do today. Trey Turner is DHing today, but there's no Bryce Harper, and there's no Kyle Schwarber in the lineup. And also, Justin Crawford has the day off today, too. We've heard a lot about how they've been doing recently, and honestly, it's been really tough to keep up with everything just because I've been doing the World Baseball Classic and also March Madness as well. So that's obviously been taking a big priority for the channel. But it seems like that a lot of players are progressing in the right direction, and I'm really, really excited about that. But yeah, Trey Turner seems to be hitting the ball better. Bryson Stott's still hitting the ball pretty well. Otto Kemp has had a very good spring training too, which really makes me very happy to hear because they're going to implement him even more into the lineup, and he's going to be more of an everyday player. So they're going to actually also play Stubbs over at third base today. They've been talking about this idea for a little bit of time, and this will be the first time I get to see it in action. Chat, I don't know if this is his first time playing over at third base. Let me know down below. But I'm curious to see how that does work out today. It does tell me that the Philadelphia Phillies really want to keep Garrett Stubbs, but they just don't have anybody else in the infield. They just don't have as much depth as they would like to have, and so they really want to try to experiment with this just to try to make the most out of what they do have, which I don't necessarily know how I feel about that, but they're going to try it out today, and hopefully it does work out very, very well. So let's get on into the starting lineups for today. All right. Let's go to the live. There we go. Good. We're ready to rock, and we're ready to roll. So here are the starting lineups for this afternoon for the Philadelphia Phillies. They got Trey Turner batting in the leadoff spot. He'll be DHing today. Bryson Stott is over at second base. He'll be batting second. Otto Kemp is playing out in left field. He'll be batting third. And that's Brandon Marsh batting in the cleanup spot. He'll be playing out in center field. Brian De La Cruz is out in right field. And then it's Rafael Marchand who's going to be catching today. Garrett Stubbs is over at third. He'll be batting seventh. Liover Peguero is over at first base, and he'll be batting eighth. And last but certainly not least, it'll be Christian Cairo, who is in the ninth spot, and he'll be playing over at shortstop today. So there are the Orioles. They're ready to take the field. This is actually their last spring training game here at Ed Smith Stadium, which is interesting. As far as their lineup goes, they got Gunnar Henderson over at shortstop batting in the leadoff spot. Pete Alonso's playing over at first base. He'll be batting second. Adley Rutschman is catching. He'll be batting third. In the cleanup spot, it'll be Tyler O'Neill out in right field. Ryan Mountcastle's batting fifth. He'll be DHing today. Colton Cowser's batting sixth. He'll be playing out in center field. And then over at third base, you got Blaze Alexander. He'll be batting seventh. Jeremiah Jackson is batting 8th, and he is playing over at second base. And last but certainly not least, it's Enrique Bradford Jr., who is out in left field. He will be batting in the 9 spot. So Levi Wells, last season in Double-A and in Triple-A for the Orioles, did have a 2-6 record. He played in 25 games, ended up starting in 21 of those games, ended up going 95 2/3 of an inning, and opponents batted .237 against him. He did have a strikeout per 9 innings of 9.0, which is pretty good. So, yes, all right, we're ready to get underway. Orioles are on the field, and the Phillies are in their gray and red uniforms. They got their gray tops, gray bottoms with the red Phillies text painted across the chest and blue stars above each eye. And on the back side, of course, you got the red letters and the big numbers on the back as well. And the helmets, they got the red helmets with the white P as the logo. And so they're ready to get underway, and Trey Turner's about ready to step on into the batter's box. Looks like it's a gorgeous day out at Ed Smith Stadium. It is 76 degrees out in Sarasota, Florida. The umpires today, you got Jansen Visconti, who is over at home plate. Ben May is the first base umpire. Junior Valentine is at second. And Thomas Fornarola is over at third base. All right, so here we go. First pitch underway, and it's taken for a called strike. Sorry, we're a little bit behind. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Trey Turner. Next pitch, he will line that one foul. Let's just catch up. The pitch after that, swing and a miss. So Trey Turner is down on strikes, and there's 1 out, and Bryson Stott is due on up. And he looks at the pitch that's in there for a strike. I don't know why we were a little bit behind. It's no balls, 1 strike to Bryson Stott. So Trey Turner struck out in like the span of 30 seconds. 0-1, and that's taken outside for a ball. It was really a 2-2 count, but I had to speed it up because I didn't realize that I was a little bit behind. I'm not watching on the TV today. It's not on cable. It's on Masson. The 1-1 pitch to Stott, and he lines this one out to right field for a base hit, and that's going to go all the way over towards the corner. And Stott is going to get an easy 2-bag out of this, as he will get on with a stand-up double. And Otto Kemp is going to come on up to the plate. There we go. So good for Bryson Stott to be able to get aboard. And he is going to be over at second. And now it's Otto Kemp who's going to come back on up to the plate. Time to ring the bells, as Houston, Texas. Dave, what's going on, chat? How are we feeling today? How are we feeling today? Oh, boy. Yes. For some reason, this is not working. That's weird. One out, top of the first. And we got a runner over at second. And the pitch. Otto Kemp is going to pop this one up right over towards the left side of the infield in foul territory. And the catch is going to be made by Blaze Alexander. And so there is out number 2. A foul out over to third by Otto Kemp. I guess BW's not doing the game today. Did he maybe overslept? I don't know. No clue. We weren't originally going to do the game at first, but then I thought, you know what? Take a break a little bit from the March Madness. We'll get back to it tonight. You know, do another spring training game. This will be our second to last one. Hard to believe. I think our last one's going to be on Monday or Tuesday. So Brandon Marsh is up, and he looks at a called strike. And so the count is 0-1. Why is this not showing up? View in live control, right? Carl is here. What's going on, Carl? How you doing, man? The ball's 2 strikes to Brandon Marsh. Let's see if this works. So let's try this out. Yo. Is this going to work? Aha. There we go. I see. Of course. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I got you. Let's see if this works now. No? Weird. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's to Brandon Marsh. So again, we got a runner over at second. That's Bryson Stott. Forgot to also mention in the infield for the Orioles, as we're a little bit behind. At catcher, it's Adley Rutschman. On the mound, it's Levi Wells. We'll get you the rest of the defensive lineup in just a couple of seconds right after the pitch. Here's the 1-2, and that's going to be grounded foul. Over at first base, you got Pete Alonso. The second baseman is Jeremiah Jackson. And then at third base, it's Blaze Alexander. The shortstop is Gunnar Henderson. And from left to right, you got Enrique Bradfield Jr. in left, Colton Cowser in center, and Tyler O'Neill in right. The 1-2 pitch to Marsh. That's taken down in the way for ball 2. Hope all is well with the fighting Phillies fans. I appreciate you, man. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the first. 14 pitches for Wells so far. Stott leads off over at second. Marsh is in the box. It's a very sunny day. 2-2 pitch. That's a foul ball. It's like 12 a.m. in Thailand where BW lives. Yeah, I know. I know. The man is a workaholic. You know. Changes up his schedule. I get it. He's a hard worker. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch to Marsh. And that is upstairs for ball 3. Deborah's here. What's going on, Deborah? Or is it, wait, hold up. Is it Deborah or is it Deborah? Just want to make sure that I get it correct. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Marsh is in the box. Wells with 16 pitches so far, and here comes pitch number 17, and a called strike 3 on the outside corner. That was a curveball, and Marsh just watched it go on by. Now, are they going to challenge this? That looked a little bit outside. He did challenge it. He challenged it. And so instead it's a ball 4. So the call's going to be overturned, and Marsh is going to get on with a walk. It was a good pitch. It was a little bit off the plate, though, and rightfully so. Marsh challenged it, and he will get on base. And Brian De La Cruz is going to come on up to the plate. We're going to have to get used to that this year, chat. The pitch. That's in there for a strike. That was a slider at 84 miles per hour. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And make sure that you guys spread the word as we do Phillies, Sixers, Eagles. We also cover March Madness. We do Major League Baseball as well. The ball is 1 strike to De La Cruz, and the pitch is outside. Catcher looks back over at first, and Adley decides not to throw it back there. Oh, not much, thanks. It's Deborah. It's good now since baseball is here. We know how spring is so close. Yeah, I know. Wait, Deborah? One ball, 1 strike. Orioles are going to challenge this call. Looks like it was low. Oh, no, maybe he just got the upper tier of the zone. The call's going to be overturned, and now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So what's that? 2 bad calls here in the first inning from the umpire? Things are going all right. I can't complain. Pitch on the way, line drive, base hit out over towards left field. This will bring home a run. Stott will score. And so the Phillies are on the board 1-0. Let's go. Very, very nice. Yep, gotta change that side. Whoops. Thanks for telling me. Appreciate you. There we go. I knew there was something I forgot to change. That's better. Rafael Marchand comes on up, and he takes a pitch down for a ball. So that makes the count now 1-0. The pitch to Marchand. It's down for ball 2. Marsh is batting cleanup. Yeah, he got on with a walk. And Brian De La Cruz gets on with an RBI single. And Rafael Marchand is up. 2 balls, no strikes. Wells with the 2-0 pitch. That's a foul ball. Hit over towards the right side. For the Phillies, Ryan Cusick is going to pitch in the bottom of the first. Curious to see how long he does pitch today. Two balls, one strike. The 2-1 offering to Rafael Marchand. That's going to be chopped foul. Weird, I'll have to play around with it later. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. That's going to bounce in the dirt for ball 3. Garrett Stubbs waits in the on-deck circle. I don't know, chat. The 3-2 on the way. This ball's grounded over towards the right side. Second baseman picks it up, throws it on over to first. That is in time, and we are going to go to the bottom of the first inning. Gunnar Henderson will lead things off when we do return. 1-0 Phillies. We'll step aside, and we'll be right back. All right, here we go to the bottom of the first inning. It's Ryan Cusick who's now going to pitch. Last year in rookie ball and in AAA, he played in 34 games. Also got to start in 5 of those games. Had a 7.16 ERA as well. Ended up going 44 innings. Had a 1.75 whip. And opponents were batting .287 against him. So we'll see how he does today. He's testing out his pitch comm device. And as far as the lineup goes for the O's, they got Gunnar batting leadoff, Pete Alonso batting second, and it's Rushman hitting third, O'Neill batting fourth, Mountie batting fifth, Kowser sixth, Alexander seventh, Jackson eighth, and Bradfield Jr. in the 9-hole. There's a 96-mile-per-hour fastball to Gunnar Henderson, and that's taken down for a ball. It's a very well-balanced lineup that the Orioles have. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. That's taken down and inside for ball 2. So it's 2 balls, no strikes to Gunnar Henderson. 2-0 pitch on the way. That ball is fouled. Back over towards the screen. Let's, you know what we'll do? We'll put this up over here. Phillies took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first on an RBI single by Brian De La Cruz. And that would score Bryson Stott. The count is 2-1. Cusick with 3 pitches so far. And the 2-1 offering. It's a cutter at 89. That misses just a bit outside for ball 3. Excuse. 3-1 pitch. This ball's grounded sharply over towards the first base side. And picking it up and taking it over to the bag for out number 1 is going to be Liover Peguero. So Gunnar grounds out. And Pete is going to come on up to the plate. Tonight, what we're doing for March Madness, we got Gonzaga playing against Texas. And that game is going to be at 7:10. And then after that game is done, we got High Point taking on Arkansas. High Point just got their first NCAA tournament win. I mean, what a game that was. They were able to upset Wisconsin, and they won 83-82 and ended their season. That was pretty ridiculous. The ball is 1 strike to Pete Alonso, and the Polar Bear is going to take the next pitch down and away for a ball. One ball, 1 strike. Alonso's in the box. On the mound is Cusick. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And so the count is 1-2. Tomorrow, what I'm planning on doing tomorrow is I'm planning on doing the Iowa-Florida game at 7:10 and then the Texas Tech-Alabama game at 9:45. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. 1-2 pitch. That's a slider that's taken low and away for ball 2. I'll have to post that in the announcements. It's just so hard to keep up with everything. It really is. 2-2 pitch to Alonso, and he smacks this one out to right center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit into the alleyway, and Alonso's going to get himself an easy 2-bag out of this as the throw is made over to the cutoff man. So a 1-out double, and Alonso is over at second base. The Phillies defense, it'll be this. Catching is Rafael Marchand. Over at first base, they got Liover Peguero. Christian Cairo is at second. Is over at short. At second base, it's Bryson Stott. And the third baseman is Garrett Stubbs. And in the outfield, you got Otto Kemp in left, Brandon Marsh in center, and Brian De La Cruz in right. Adley Rutschman batting on the left side of the plate is going to take a pitch that is outside for ball 1. Saw that the Orioles optioned Dean Kramer to the minors. Trying to get his confidence back up. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 away, bottom of the first. And the pitch, that's called a strike. And that'll make the count now 1-1. Last season in 90 games, Adley Rutschman batted .220 with 9 homers and 29 RBI. 1 ball, 1 strike. Alonso leads off at second. O'Neill is up next. And the 1-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit back into center field. Alonso is going to stop over at third base, and that is going to put runners at the corners for the O's. Cusick has left a lot of pitches out over the middle of the plate, including that cutter that he just threw. It was right down the center. And Rutschman was just able to drill that thing out over to center field. Out into center field. We are 44 subscribers away, chat, from 8,600 subscribers. Austin Riley just hit a home run. I just got that word over on X. The pitch. It's taken down for a ball. One ball, no strikes. Tower O'Neill is in the box. Last season played in 54 games. Didn't do so well last year. The 1-0. That's a foul ball. Chopped on over towards the left side. Dallas is here. What's going on? How are you doing? One ball, one strike. One out, bottom of the first. Runners are at the corners. Cusick is on the mound. It's a beautiful sunny day out at Ed Smith Stadium. Time's going to be called, and Marshawn is going to go have a conversation with his pitcher, but a balk was just called, and so that'll make it a 1-1 game. We missed the balk. Alonso scores. And over at second base, it's Rushman. 1-1 is the count. And the pitch, swing and a miss. He did. He stepped towards home plate right before he stepped back over to second. So the count is 1-2. We're in the bottom of the first. There's one away. It also just got rid of the double play ball, too. The 1-2. It's down in the way for ball 2. Two balls, two strikes. We're tied up at 1 apiece in the bottom of the first. And the count is 2-2, and the next pitch is taken down for ball 3. So that'll make the count full. Tower O'Neill is in the box. Ryan Mountcastle waits in the on-deck circle. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. This ball's grounded over to third. Stubbs backhands it, throws it on over to first. It takes 2 bounces, but he just got him out over at first base. Gosh, just cut him out. Give him that. Backhanded it. Had to get it into the bare hand. And the skip hop over to first base did work. So Mounty grounds out, and Rushman transfers over to third base. The pitch, that's a sinker 95, and it's in the zone for a called strike. That was a terrible throw. But hopefully he gets better, man. I'm really hoping that that's the case. Pitch is inside for ball 1. I'm happy that they're trying this out now, of course, rather than just during the regular season. You know? 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch to Mountcastle, and that's down in the way for ball 2. Mountcastle batted .250 last year with 7 homers and 35 RBI. 2-1 pitch. It's taken down for ball 3. I always like to watch him, Mountcastle. Thought that he was a good home run hitter. You know, he's been with the Orioles through some really dark times. 3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch. It's in there for strike 2. There we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And we go to the top of the second inning. So, 1-1 is the score. Alonso was able to score on a balk. So, it is 1-1. Oh my gosh, those look so good, Dallas. Those look so good. Beautiful. Those cupcakes look great. And then these are the cookies. Wow. Those look really good too. Damn. How many did you make? Holy smokes. Holy smokes, man. Huh. Nobody in their prime plays like Ricky. What's up, Matt? How you doing, man? What's going on, dude? Thanks so much for stopping on by, guys. Again, if you are new to the channel, the name is Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ. We go on for Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles games. We also do Major League Baseball. We did 23 World Baseball Classic games as well. We were up for the Japan games, and we are doing March Madness too. By the way, in case you're wondering, for March Madness, Michigan is playing against St. Louis, and that score is 61-55. They are in the second half of that game over there. Grandma's shortbread cookies, dude, they look so good. They look really, really good. What else do we got going on in March Madness? That's it. And then Louisville plays against Michigan State later today at 2:45. And at 5:15, you got Duke playing TCU. I'm looking forward to that game. That game should be very interesting. Louisville against Michigan State should be a good one as well. I expect Michigan State's going to take care of business there. Houston plays Texas A&M, and that game is at 6:10. And then you got Gonzaga taking on Texas. That's the game that we're going to be doing tonight at 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. We're doing both games at the Moda Center in Portland. That's the home of the Trailblazers. So we got Texas and Gonzaga at 7:10. And at 9:45, we got High Point and Arkansas. So make sure that you guys come on for the both of those games. Stubbs is in the box. It's 1-1 Wells kicks, fires the pitch. That is swung on and missed for strike 2. Let's go. Love that. One-two pitch on the way, and that's going to hit Garrett Stubbs, and he's going to be rewarded first base. So Stubbs gets aboard, and he is over at first. Here in the top of the second inning. And Liover Peguero, that's how you say it, is coming on up. Whoever just subbed, thank you so much. Carol McGee subbed 49 minutes ago. I appreciate that. And Steve Hilliard, thank you so much for the sub over there. The pitch. This ball is popped up over towards the first base side. Alonso's going to get under it, and he will make the grab and get the first out of the second inning. So, again, in case you're just joining us, it's a 1-1 game. All right. Brian De La Cruz got on with an RBI single in the top of the first. And in the bottom of the first, a balk was called, and that would allow Pete Alonso to score. The pitch to Christian Cairo is in there for a called strike. So it's no balls and 1 strike to Cairo. And the 0-1 pitch that is taken outside for a ball. Comment who you are down below in case you just subscribe to the channel. You're gonna do any Florida games? You got to get your eyes on Ryu. Florida. When do they play? Let me look at their schedule. When do they play? They play tomorrow, don't they? 1-1 strike. Oh, the Gators play tomorrow at 7:10. Maybe we'll do that game. I don't know what time I'm going to be back. 1-1 strike with 1 away in the top of the second. And the pitch. That's taken outside and high for ball 2. Florida plays Iowa at 7:10, and then UCLA plays. Wait, what games did I say I was doing tomorrow? I said I was doing Iowa. Yeah, I'm doing Iowa, Florida tomorrow, and Texas Tech, Alabama, I believe I said. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's going on. I was right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the second, 1 out. It's a 1-1 game. We got a runner over at first. Cairo's in the box in the 2-2. That's down and away for ball 3. So 37 pitches already for Wells. Just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. Yeah, we're doing the Gators tomorrow. That'll be fun. Runner goes in the payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Here's the throw over to second base, and he is safe. So Garrett Stubbs gets credited with a stolen base there. And there is out number 2 in the top of the second inning. He had a good jump. He did. It was a very good jump by Garrett Stubbs. And that'll bring Trey Turner back up to the plate. He's just DHing today. Turner in the box. Wells looks back at second, and he'll deliver from the stretch. And Turner's going to foul off the first pitch that he sees. JJ, how close is this lineup to your opening day starters? It's not close at all. Bryce Harper's not playing. Kyle Schwarber's not playing. JT's not playing. And now Bohm's not playing in this game today. And no Adolis Garcia either. Toss back over to the second base side, and that is not in time. So this is our B squad lineup that we have going on today. What's going on, Matt? But I know that this is your starting lineup pretty much. It's pretty close. No balls, 1 strike. And that is to Trey Turner. And the 0-1 pitch. That is outside and low for a ball. The pitcher that's pitching for us, Ryan Cusick, obviously not going to make the rotation this year, unless, God forbid, there's a lot of injuries. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. That's down for ball 2. What's up, Eric? How you doing, man? Good to see you on here, my friend. Two balls, 1 strike. Turner's in the box. Wells kicks, steals. And the pitch is taken down for ball 3. So it's 3 balls, 1 strike to Trey Turner, who struck out swinging his first time up. And we called it within the span of 30 seconds because we didn't realize that we were behind. 3 balls, 1 strike to Turner. And the pitch to Trey. And that's taken just a bit up high for ball 4. And Turner's going to head on over to first base, and Bryson Stott is going to come on up to the plate. Only a few more days until opening day. Let's go. I can't wait until the schedule starts to lighten up a little bit more, and it's just baseball and NBA basketball. Pitch to Stott, line drive, and that's off the glove of Alonso, and Stott gets on over to first base, and he will get on with an infield single. That thing was drilled. Alonso tried to make a diving catch. It deflected right off of his glove. The exit velocity on that thing had to have been like 103 miles per hour. I mean, my goodness. It actually took a bounce, and then Pete Alonso tried to keep it in front of him. That's how hard it was hit. So it's an infield single, and that is going to load the bases. And up to bat now is Otto Kemp. Big spot for him here, and the pitch, swing and a miss. And the count is now 0-1. So Stubbs is over at third, Turner's at second, and Stott's over at first base. Stott with his second hit of the day. 0-1, and that is taken down for a ball. Have a good feeling about Stott this season. Yeah, we've been talking about it. I'm very I'm very high on Bryson Stott. He's had a very good spring training. Hopefully it'll translate to the regular season. I think it will. 1-1 pitch to Kemp, and he flies this one out over towards left field. Not that deep at all. It'll be playable, and the catch is made by Enrique Bradford Jr. for out number 3. And the inning is over. We're going to head to the bottom of the second inning. It's a 1-1 game. Baltimore is going to come back on up. There we go. That's better. Katie's here. What's up, Katie? How you doing? Man. Oh, we just missed a nice play by Yaxel Lindbergh. I've been hearing a lot about Yaxel Lindbergh. I would love it if the Sixers got him. But I don't know if I'm just dreaming. That might be a little bit too much. Might be a little bit too much. Colton Cowser will lead it off for the Orioles, by the way, as we go to the bottom of the second. It's a 1-1 score between the Phillies and the O's. Cowser, Alexander, and Jackson are all due up for Baltimore. We are now 43 subscribers away from getting to 8,600 subscribers. Let's go. How we feeling, chat? How we feeling? Really weird. That's odd. Bottom of the second, and Colton Cowser is going to come on up. And the pitch is taken outside for a ball. Cusick already with 26 pitches so far. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That thing went into the dirt. The 1-1 offering. It's down for ball 2. The Union also played today. Shout out to the Union. I got to get myself down to the game, or to a game this year. 2-1. This ball's popped up, hit out over towards the third base side and foul ground. Stubbs does get under it, and he will make the catch. And there's the first out of the second inning. So Cowser does foul out to third. And Blaze Alexander is going to be due on up to bat. Since when is Luis Ariz on the Giants? How did I miss that? That's a good pickup. The pitch, swing and a miss. They took him right from the Padres? I didn't realize that. The ball is 1 strike, and the pitch. Ground ball hit over towards the second baseman, Stott. He picks it up. He throws it on over to first, and there is out number 2. And Jeremiah Jackson is going to come on up. JJ, with your head down, I thought you fell asleep for a second. Has that ever happened to you? On stream? Never. Never. I made you look. I did it just for you on purpose. The pitch. That's outside for a ball. Matt says, yeah, I knew you were missing a few of your starting guys. Never know how these teams shake things up sometimes. Yeah, I know. I know, that's the one thing about spring training that kind of bothers me. But at the same time, now's the time to do it. You know, and like I understand why. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the second. Jackson's in the box. Cusick on the mound, 33 pitches for him. And the 1-1 pitch to Jackson. There's a strike called. It's at the knees at 96 miles per hour. So how did we get here, JJ? Very good question, chat. It's a 1-1 game. Bryson Stott got on with a double in the top of the first inning, and then he scored a run thanks to an RBI single by Brian De La Cruz. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's just a bit outside for ball 2 to Jeremiah Jackson. And then in the bottom of the first, Pete Alonso got on with a 1-out double. And then after Adley Rutschman singled in the at-bat to Tyler O'Neill, Cusick balked. And so that allowed Baltimore to get their first run. 2-2 pitch. That's a foul ball. And it goes on out of play. Ryan Cusick is on the mound for the Phillies. So far for him, 1 2/3, 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run, no walks, and 1 strikeout. 2-2 on the way. That is up high for ball 3. Hi, JJ. Hope you're doing well. I'm super excited about the Phillies 2026 season. How about you, Suzanne? I'm excited too. I really am. I'm looking forward to it. The 3-2 pitch, here it comes. This ball's going to be flied out over to left center field, and then it'll get down for a base hit. Marsh is going to play it on the ground. He actually barehanded it and holds Jeremiah to a long single. It was hit right out over to left center, and then Marsh came right there and knew that he could catch it with the bare hand on the ground, and he did. 2 outs in the bottom of the second, and it's Enrique Bradfield Jr., who is now up, left-handed hitter, chokes up a little bit on the bat, and the pitch is taken down for a ball. It's interesting, you know, I was bringing up this conversation the other day that you don't really see a lot of guys choke up on the bat as much as they used to, but JT is one of those guys that still does, and Bradfield Jr., just to see him do it just a little bit, it's just interesting when you just think about hitting mechanics and how everybody does it differently. Like, there's many different ways to hit a baseball. And, like, people's success, when it just even comes to their stance, it's, or the way that they just hold the bat, period. It's what got them there to this point. 2-0, that's down and in for ball 3. But yeah, I'm excited for the Phillies season. I really am. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a little bit weird at first because we got March Madness, but of course we're going to be doing as many Phillies games as we can. We're not skipping opening day. We're not skipping the next day after that, that's for sure. But it is going to be interesting when all the worlds collide. 3-1 pitch, and that's taken down for ball 4. And so Bradfield does get on with a walk. And he'll be over at first base, and Gunnar Henderson is going to come on up to the plate. I like the enthusiasm. I appreciate the extra effort. He just falls asleep on my streams, Larry. That's not a lie. That's not a lie. Gunnar is going to come on up with runners over at first and second base. And Caleb Cotham is going to go out there to talk things over with his pitcher Cusick, who has thrown 42 pitches so far today. So Jackson's over at second. Bradfield Jr.'s over at first. And Gunnar is going to come on up with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. O's have Westberg and Holiday out. That's right. Okay. I was like, wait, Jackson. I know Jackson Holiday is out. I forgot about Jordan Westberg. And then with injuries, except Basallo and Kobe Mayo to see a lot of playing time this year. Yeah, so tell me, Matt, did Dean just not have a good spring training, Dean Kramer? Or are they just like, you know, trying to do what they can for Jason, you know, kind of like what the Yankees are doing with Jason Dominguez, where he had a great spring, but he's just starting off the season in AAA. The ball is 1 strike to Gunnar Henderson. That was a curve that was taken on the outside corner at the knees. Seth is here. What's up, Seth? How you doing, man? And we're a little bit behind on chat. They're going to challenge this. Rafael Marchand, or Gunnar Henderson will challenge, and it's now a 1-0 count. It was a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. And here's the 1-0 pitch to Gunnar. That's a foul ball. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jackson Holliday. I also really like his brother, too. His brother's really good. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cusick on the mound. 44 pitches for him so far. And the 1-1 pitch, check swing, foul ball towards the left side. One ball, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the second. It's a 1-1 game between the Phillies and the O's. The 1-2 pitch to Gunnar, and he'll chop this one over towards the right side. The pitcher, Cusick, is just going to tag him out as the ball was hit over towards the first base line. He had to go get it. And Henderson nearly avoided that swipe. Was interested. But we're going to go to the top of the third. It's still a 1-1 game. Orioles leave 2 men left. And we played 2 frames so far. Okay. Oh, boy. All right, I was watching my college baseball team win. Who's your college baseball team? I was thinking about getting a little bit into college baseball this year, especially because the lockout is probably going to happen next year, so we might have to pivot some of our attention to that. You know, and we'll have time to cover it, so that'll be kind of cool. Matt says, I'm a coach on a 9-under travel team. We're playing at Ripken Experience. We're playing a Ripken Experience tournament in Pigeon Forge. It'll be live streamed on Game Changer. Want to call Little League Games, says Matt Abel. That's really cool. Send me more information about it. Email me, jasonjosephonair@gmail.com. If one of my mods could actually drop my email, I would really appreciate that. But definitely reach out to me. And I'll see if I'll see if it works. I'd like to talk a little bit more about that. That's really cool. That's so sick. That's really awesome, man. I'd love to. JJ, I have a question for you. Thanks for asking me, by the way. That's really nice. I have a question for you, JJ. If you could follow any English Premier League team, who would you follow? Well, I'd have to be more educated on what Premier League teams there are. Probably Chelsea. Either Chelsea or Man City, I guess, is somebody that I probably would follow. I do like Chelsea's uniforms. The pitch, and that's taken for a ball. There's my link tree. But my email, here, I'll drop it. 1 ball, no strikes. Oh, thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the top of the third. Thanks so much, Long Ball. I appreciate you, man. That's my email. It's posted right there. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch to Brandon Marsh. And that ball is fouled away. Back over towards the left side. So the count is 1-2. Yeah, that's really cool. And thanks so much for asking me about that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the top of the third. And the pitch to Marsh. I'll ground this one over towards the first base side. It's played on the hop by Alonso. And he will take it over to the bag for out number 1 in the top of the third inning. I go to Hagerstown Community College. That's so cool. Is BW sick? I hope he's okay. 1 out, top of the third. By the way, it's a 1-1 game, chat. as the pitch is low for a ball. Phillies are up to bat. Brian De La Cruz, who had an RBI single his last time up, is up at the plate right now. Very good crowd over at Ed Smith Stadium. One ball, one strike. We're in the top of the third. That'd be so cool. The 1-1 pitch. That's in there for strike two. Larry says, I'd love to hear JJ call a Little League game. He'll have the stats and everything. And of course, I will definitely make sure that I take my time to do the research on everybody and all that. 1-2 pitch. Line drive hit out over to right field. That's going to be caught for out number 2. And Tyler O'Neill will make the catch. See, that's the thing that people don't understand is that people think that, when I call these games right, when I do it for like March Madness and when I do it for like the WBC, a lot of the times I really am just winging it for the most part. I mean, I don't want to say winging it because I do print out things and I do have like my own setup. But like when it comes to, doing like a Little League game or calling a game in person, I mean, I make sure that I get my spotting charts ready. I take a lot of time and, I would plan around it is what I'm trying to say. So, I'm just putting that out there because I know that some people, I guess I'm just validating myself. There's not really a need to. But, no, that'd be so cool. No balls, 2 strikes, by the way, to Rafael Marchand. 0-2 pitch, here it comes. That's down and away for a ball. Dean was looking okay. I was thinking he was going to be our 5th in the rotation. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rafael Marchand. And the 1-2 on the way, and that's up high for a ball. Oh, he just posted on his community. He said he's feeling under the weather. Damn. The 2-2 pitch. It's down for ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes. We're in the top of the third. Wells comes set at the belt, kicks, fires, and Marchand is going to foul off the next pitch. And it'll be 3-2 still. Passovers early this year. Passovers coming up. Three-two pitch and a called strike 3. And we are going to go to the bottom of the third inning. All right, so it'll be due on up at the plate. You got Adley Rutschman. And then it'll be O'Neill, right? It'll be Pete Alonso, Adley Rutschman, and Tyler O'Neill due on up. Oh, man. Why? JJ, you are killing me, JJ. Being an Arsenal fan, those are the 2 teams I didn't want to hear. First it was Larry thinking that I was sleeping, and now it's you saying Chelsea and Manchester, those 2 teams that you did not want to hear. I know what gets chat. I do. I know how to trick chat, and I know what gets them mad. Just messing with you. At least JJ didn't say Tottenham. I hate Tottenham with a passion. Damn. That was gonna be 3rd on my list, not gonna lie. That's the reason why I didn't say that one. Yeah, I hope he feels better too. Folks, where are you guys tuning on in from? Where are you guys tuning on in from? Let us know down below. Again, really appreciate you guys for being on here. We will shout you guys out. We certainly will. We're going to the bottom of the third, by the way. It's a 1-1 game. Orioles are going to come on up to bat. Wells went 3 innings today, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks. He did strike out 3 batters, too. Ooh. Bottom of the third, and Pete Alonso is going to come on up to bat. It's 1 for 1. He doubled in the first and also scored a run as well. Cusick comes set and fires. The pitch, swing and a miss. The count is 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the third inning. The 0-2 pitch, here it comes. That ball is chopped foul over towards the left side. It's a big tournament for these kids. Some of the best Little League teams from all over the country will be there. That's so cool. Yeah, definitely email me more about it. I'm super interested for sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tuning on in from Missouri, says Deborah. 1-2 pitch to Pete Alonso. Swing and a foul ball. Just got a piece of the baseball. Cusick comes set and fires. And the pitch is inside and low for ball 2. Counts now 2-2. Each team with a run and 3 hits so far. No errors. The 53rd pitch by Cusick, and that's upstairs. The Mets just announced today that they are going to put Sean Manaea in the bullpen. 3-2 pitch. This ball's grounded over to shortstop. And here's the throw on over to first base by Cairo. It's in plenty of time. And out number 1 is recorded. So that thing was grounded over towards the shortstop, and he had to gather himself. And got the glove down, made an excellent throw over to first base. And there is out number 1. The pitch. That's to Adley Rutschman. Let's take him down for a ball. Other scores around Major League Baseball. The Pirates are up 1-0 against the Toronto Blue Jays. Game's in the bottom of the 4th. Cardinals lead 5-4 against Miami. That's in the top of the 4th. Miami is up to bat. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, here it comes. And that's outside for ball 2. Twins and Rays are tied 1-1. They are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tampa Bay has a runner on over at first base with 1 out. And then the Mets are playing against the Nationals. That game is going to go to the top of the 5th. The 2-0 pitch, and that's going to be grounded foul. Braves lead at 4-1 against the Red Sox. It's going to the top of the 5th inning. We saw that Austin Riley hit a home run. Mets are down 3-0 against the Astros, who are still threatening the score with 2 runners in scoring position, and they're in the top of the 4th. Next pitch on the way, and that's a foul ball. A's and Dodgers are scoreless. That game just got started. Yankees are up 1-0 against the Tigers. And those are all the scores around Major League Baseball so far today. Mets are also scoreless with the Nationals. They have a split squad game today. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Adley Rutschman. And the 2-2 pitch. That's drilled foul towards the right side. Rutschman batting on the left side. Two balls, 2 strikes. It's a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 3rd. The 2-2 pitch. That's outside. That's taken for ball 3. Cusick getting ready to throw pitch number 61 as he gets the signs from Rafael Marchand. They communicated, and there's the 3-2 pitch. And Rushman did chase after it, but he got a piece of it. Of course. You get gifts for Easter? I never got that. I mean, some chocolate, of course, but... Yeah, do you guys get gifts on Easter? 3-2 pitch, and that's a foul ball. All right, please correct me if I'm mispronouncing this name. Chowa 5, tuning on in from California. Please correct me if I'm wrong, if I said it wrongly, if I mispronounced it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 3rd. And the payoff pitch. That's low for ball 4. And Rushman is going to get on for the second time today. He actually had a very good at-bat there. And Tower O'Neill is going to come on up next. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. It's a 1-1 game. 63 pitches for Ryan Cusick. And Rob Thompson is going to go out there and get the baseball from Cusick. Give him a little pat on the tush. And that is going to do it for him. So he's still responsible for the runner over at first, and that's Adley Rushman. But we'll have a pitch and change, and we'll see who the new pitcher that's going to come on in will be in just a few moments. Oh, boy. Time is it? 2:09 p.m. Eastern time? Damn. Oh, boy. All right. Orioles fans, I want to get you guys involved in this conversation here, of course, because this is a community type of a platform, of course. So, I'm sure that you guys talk about this a lot with BW. But what are your expectations this year? And by expectations, I mean wild card, getting into the playoffs. Where do you guys stand? You think that you're third in the division behind the Yankees and the Blue Jays, or like where do you see yourself in the mix of the AL East? And what is the expectation for the Orioles, just from an Orioles fan perspective this year? I really would like to know from you guys. We're in the bottom of the 3rd, by the way. This is Jaden Estanista who's going to pitch. Last season in the minors, 40 games and a 4.84 ERA. And Tower O'Neill will be his first customer that he has to face. And the first pitch is swung on and missed. It was in the dirt. It's weird to see Pete Alonso in an Orioles uniform, who's the Mets putting at first base. Who are they putting at first? Don't tell me right now. The ball is 1 strike, and the pitch that's in there for a strike. I think Brett Beatty is over at first, right? They got Bo at 3rd. They got Lindor at short, and at 2nd, it's Simeon. The ball is 2 strikes, and here's the 0-2. That's going to bounce away from Rafael Marchand, and heading on over to second base is going to be Adley Rushman. So he does advance on the wild pitch. FSU softball's about to be up 9-0. Chiowa or Alwa? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 3rd, and the pitch. That's outside for ball 2. Says his Orioles go forth. First place in the division if everyone stays healthy. Okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the third in the pitch. This ball is lined out to right field, and that'll get down for a base hit. And another run is going to score for Baltimore as Adley crosses the plate. And Tyler O'Neill is going to get on with an RBI double for the Orioles, or an RBI single, that is, excuse me. Smacked that single right past the first baseman. That was just right on into right field. And so Ryan Mountcastle is going to be due up next. Mountie did strike out in the first. Bottom of the third, a runner over at first. And the pitch. And that's in there for a called strike. But Orioles fans, where do you expect that Baltimore is going to end up by the end of the season? First in the division? A wild card team? What are your expectations? If everybody is healthy, of course. I hate saying if healthy because, of course, it just makes me think about the basketball team. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And there's the 0-1, swing and a miss. That was a 94-mile-per-hour fastball right down the heart and soul of the plate. LP is here. What's going on, LP? How you doing? No balls, 2 strikes. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. We are 44 subscribers away from getting to 8,600 subs. 0-2 pitch, and that's going to be another wild pitch thrown by Estanista. And heading on over to second base is now Tyler O'Neill. One ball, 2 strikes to Ryan Mountcastle. 2-1 Baltimore. Bottom of the third. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. That is outside and high for ball 2. We got March Madness tonight. I'll be on for that. Gonzaga plays at 7:10. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. And that's taken down for ball 3. So we got the Bulldogs playing tonight. They'll be taking on the Longhorns. 3-2 pitch. Mountcastle will sky this one out over towards medium depth left field. Kemp gets under it, just has to take 2 steps backwards. And he'll make the catch and record the second out of the third inning. And then after that game, we will cover High Point and Arkansas. We'll see if High Point's Cinderella story will continue or if Arkansas is going to take that game. Bottom of the third and the pitch. That's outside for a ball to Colton Cowser. One ball, no strikes. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Runner over at second, by the way. The 2-1 pitch. That's called a ball. It was actually a 1-0 pitch. I was looking at the score. It's 2-1 Baltimore. So it's now a 2-0 count. Estanista on the mound. Gets set just at the belt. Looks back at second. Now back to the plate. And the 2-0 pitch is fouled away. Two balls, 1 strike in the bottom of the third. The 2-1 offering. This ball is smacked over towards the first base side, and it's played on the hop by Peguero, and he will just take it to the bag himself for out number 3. So, an RBI single by Tyler O'Neill gives Baltimore the lead for the first time today. We will head to the 4th inning, 2-1 Baltimore. Trying to think, when's our next Sixers game? Our next Sixers game was probably It's probably going to be Monday night at 7 o'clock. And then do the Phillies play that day? Phillies play at 12:05. Okay. And then Tuesday, that's it. So Monday's the last spring training game. That's the last one that we're going to be covering. If it's on a network, of course. And then Tuesday, we're off. Thank goodness. We need Tuesday off, right? Unless it's a back-to-back for the Sixers. Nope, we're off Tuesday. Thank gosh. Tuesday, we're off. And then Wednesday, we got the Sixers, and then we got to test out our 3D. Okay, thank gosh. I finally got a day off. Been working really hard, so that's good. Oh, man. It's pronounced Shua. Got you. All right, Shua. Shua, thanks so much for being on here. I always care about getting my names correctly. I really care about that because you guys are people, right? And I never want to mispronounce a person's name. So that's why I ask. I feel like, when you're in my chair, guys, it's like, it's kind of like, the best way that I can describe it is when people would take attendance in school, right? And on the very first day, they had to memorize names, and they have to make sure that they pronounce it correctly, and then it's like after the first day, it's like routine after that. But that happens to me every single day on here. It really does, But I do try to keep record of everybody's names, especially for those that keep coming back, because, again, I care about you guys, and you guys are human beings. The pitch. That's taken for a ball. It's 2 balls, no strikes, by the way, to Garrett Stubbs. Thank goodness we have Tuesday off. The 2-0 pitch to Stubbs. That is down for ball 3. When the pennant will start there, says Matt. 3 balls, no strikes. The pitch is taken down for a ball. And so there's a 4-pitch walk. That's delivered to Garrett Stubbs, and he is over at first base. So opening night is on Wednesday. It'll be Giants and Yankees on opening night. We're doing the Sixers game that night for RB. I actually didn't announce that on the channel, but we are doing the Sixers game for RB that night. And then once the game is done, I'm just going to test out the rest of that game, and I'm going to see how the 3D looks on this channel, and we'll just be sort of talking and testing out the firepower of the 3D. And then we'll be on for opening day, which is Thursday. The ball is 1 strike. And here's the pitch to Peguero. That's in there for strike 2. So MLB opening night is Wednesday, and opening day is on Thursday. The ball is 2 strikes to Liover Peguero. Wells gets set above the belt, gets the signs, and fires. And there's a swing and a miss. Excellent pitch thrown there by Wells. Went to the slider. So there's out number 1 in the top of the 4th inning. I think we can be a contender for the lead in the division, says Matt. I think you guys can too. The pitch is inside and high, and going over to second base is Garrett Stubbs. That's his 2nd stolen base that he has had today. That's a positive. So he's now in scoring position with 1 out. That also, by the way, gets rid of the double play. JJ, where are you from? I'm a South Jersey guy. 1 ball, no strikes. We're in the top of the 4th. There's 1 out. Runner in scoring position in the pitch. Line drive, base hit out to left field. Stubbs is going to round third. He's being waved home. The throw is going to be drawn over to second, and the Phillies provide the counterpunch. Christian Cairo comes through, yanks it out to left field, and we are tied 2-2. And a fastball down the middle, and just squared it up, put it in the right spot. It took a bounce right in front of the left fielder, Enrique Bradfield Jr., and Trey Turner's going to come on up as we flip the lineup card. Toss back over to first was not in time. Let's go. It's been etched in my brain for months. 2-2 is the score. We're in the top of the fourth, and Turner takes a pitch that's inside that 93 miles per hour. Two to two in the top of the fourth. 1 ball, no strikes to Trey Turner. And the 1-0 is high for ball 2. No throw made over to second as Cairo is going to steal another bag. There you go. That's how you get some small ball into the action. Wells is a little bit slow delivering towards the plate, and the Phillies are taking advantage of that. The 2-0 pitch to Turner, swing and a miss. Got a slider that hit the upper tier of the zone. Two balls, 1 strike. Turner's 0 for 1 with a strikeout on the walk. The 2-1 offering to Turner. That misses inside for ball 3. Turner so far in spring training batting just a $122. Last year he had 304 with the Phillies with 15 homers and 69 RBI. 3-1 pitch, and he gets a piece of it, and he will stay alive. Three balls, 2 strikes to Trey Turner. Cairo's at second. 1 out. Wells with 76 pitches right now. And here's the payoff to Turner. They'll ground this one over towards the third baseman, and the jump throw that's made over to first is not in time because Trey Turner has wheels. And there's an infield single, and Bryson Stott is going to come on up to the plate for the Philadelphia Phillies. A little bit of an awkward play over at third base by Blaze Alexander because he had to get over towards the hole, and the shortstop was there too, and he had to turn and jump and throw. Charge! And we're going to have a pitching change. It looks like that the Orioles are going to make a move. So that means that Craig Albernaz is going to go out there and pull the plug on his pitcher, Levi Wells. So that'll be it for him, at least right now. I doubt that he's going to come back on into the game, though, if it goes into, well, not if it goes, when it goes to the 5th inning. So I do highly doubt that. Oh, man. Let's go. Infield single by Turner. And Bryson Stott, who is 2 for 2 today, is going to come on up to the plate. Time is at 2:26 p.m. Eastern Time. We just got a trade. Oh, gosh. Wow. We just got a trade, chat. And it was posted not too long ago, 19 minutes ago, by Tim Stebbins, okay, who's a Guardians reporter. The Guardians have traded Carter Kieboom. Remember Carter Kieboom? They traded them to the Phillies for cash. And that tells me that Stubbs is not going to be playing over at third base. They're just desperate right now. They really are. Carter Kieboom, he's now 28 years old. The guy played for the Nationals. He was a highly touted player. And he just got traded over to the Phillies. That's the big splash. That's funny. Shout out to Carter, though. The pitch to Stott is taken for a ball. Turner's going to swipe second base. And that also gets rid of the double play ball. This is Ben Vespi, who is up to pitch for the O's. We'll get you his stats in just a little bit. The 1-0 pitch to Bryson Stott, and that's going to be in there for strike one. So Carter Kieboom is going to the Phillies. Got traded for cash. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bryson Stott. And the pitch to Stott. He'll ground this one foul towards the right side. Benjamin Vespi, 24 years old, born in Clearwater, Florida. He is pitching for the O's. One of their young guys that Craig wants to look at today. He is 6 feet 3 inches tall. He's a right-handed pitcher, and he weighs 190 pounds. 1-2 pitch, ground ball hit over towards the first baseman, Pete Alonso. He checks the runner over at third, and he would just tag the bag for out number 1 as Christian Cairo stays right where he is. Stott hammered it over towards that first base side. It was just hit right on the bounce over to Pete. And Otto Kemp is going to come on up. Here's Otto Kemp. And Kemp looks at a curve that's in the zone for a strike. So Phillies Tailgate just posted that Dave Dombrowski has made a trade with every MLB team except for the Washington Nationals since he took over as Phillies president of baseball ops. Dude, they are so clutch. They really are. Go subscribe to them on X because they keep up to date with every little detail about the Phillies. They really do. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now that is funny. But they got a Nationals former top draft pick. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And so the count is 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. The next pitch is down and away for a ball. It is Kieboom. It's actually Kieboom. That's really how you're supposed to say it. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Otto Kemp. It is key. Because I remember he was on the Blue Rocks, or he was not on the Blue Rocks, but when we were talking about him on the Blue Rocks, they gave us a pronunciation guide, and they said that it was key. 2-2 pitch. That's down for ball 3. Otto Kemp is in the box. No relation to Alec Bohm. Sorry. Love y'all. Go Phillies. Oh, chat, you guys are on something, man. 3-2 pitch. There's a line drive hit out over to right field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. And so Cairo will score. Turner's being waved home. 4-2 Philadelphia, thanks to a 2-run single by Otto Kemp. Attaboy. We'll take it. And now it's Brandon Marsh who comes up to the plate. And the pitch is up high for a ball. It says key on the show. Okay, good. Very, very good. I appreciate you guys for double checking, though. It means that you guys care. 1 ball, no strikes. Vespi is on the mound. And the 1-0 pitch is down and inside for ball 2. Here's the throw back over to first. He is safe. Golly. Two balls, no strikes. Marsh is in the box. It's 4-2 Philadelphia as we are in the top of the 4th. The 2-0 pitch to Marsh. It's down and in for ball 3. All right, let's go, chat. How we doing on those likes, by the way? 3 balls, no strikes. Top of the 4th. Vespi on the mound has 14 pitches, and the 3-0 to Marsh is called a strike. Only in the top of the 4th. This game has been going by quick. Derek is here. What's up, Derek? How you doing, man? Big shout out to you. There's a little fist pump to you, my friend. 3 balls, 1 strike to Brandon Marsh. Top of the 4th, 2 away. A runner over at first, and the pitch to Marsh. And this is going to be grounded sharply over towards the right side. Second baseman has it on a hop, though. Throws it over to first. And Jackson is able to get the final out of the inning on the 4-3 putout. However, we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Otto Kemp gives the Phillies the lead back thanks to a 2-run double. And Christian Cairo also gets an RBI single in this inning as well. And we will go to the bottom of the 4th. We got 44 likes and we got 44 people watching. You guys are the best. Beautiful stuff. Hi, JJ. So the season begins. I'm excited, Sizzling. I'm excited to see you. Very excited to see you. Thanks so much for popping on by. Yeah. And don't forget, guys, we got March Madness tonight. And then we got March Madness tomorrow. So that'll be cool. And then Monday, we got a doubleheader of Phillies and Sixers. And then Tuesday, we're off. Tuesday, we are off. And Wednesday afternoon, we are off. Thank goodness. Very excited to just catch up and then get ready for baseball season. And then the end of March Madness. And, of course, the end of the Sixers season. So, it's good. We're keeping busy. And then we got Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon off. So, it's good. A lot of streaming, man. A lot of streaming. But it's just that time of the year. Front Office Sports. And again, go follow them over on X. They just posted a very interesting article. I would like to check this out. A quote-unquote life skills university with 6,500 students, an on-campus steakhouse, and the $70,000 cost to attend is upending March Madness. The private school, this is High Point, that shot Wisconsin in the first round and will now play Arkansas for a trip to the Sweet 16, has obviously been the talk of basketball. No balls, 1 strike. This is to Blaze Alexander. You mean that there's a break in the JJ-a-thon action? Yeah, there has to be. There has to be just a little break. The pitch to Alexander. This ball's grounded over to shortstop, and here's the throw on over to first. That's in plenty of time, and there is out number 1. Yeah. Oh, I gotta subscribe to listen to the full, or to read the full thing. That's still really cool, though. 1 ball, no strikes. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Phillies lead at 4-2. We'll catch you up as to how we got here in just a few moments. This is Shugart, who's now on the mound for the Phillies. He's the 3rd pitcher that they've used today. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Chase Shugart, 29 years old, left-handed pitcher from Bridge City, Texas. He's actually a righty. Excuse me. Bats lefty. 1-1 pitch. Is down for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here in the bottom of the 4th, the Phillies are going to challenge this call. It looked low. So the call is going to be confirmed. 2 balls, 1 strike in the bottom of the 4th inning with 1 away. Shugart gets set above the belt. He kicks. He fires. And that pitch is fouled back over towards the screen. Let's go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. That's down in the way for ball 3. And by the way, this is our second to last game using this format. Unless, of course, we have to stream from somewhere where we have to be remote without the PC. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. This ball is grounded off the mound, and it actually hit the heel of Shugart. And it's going to go into foul territory towards the first base side, and Jackson's going to get on with an infield single. It took a very weird bounce over off the top of the hill, and then actually I think it got the back foot of Shugart. It did. It got the heel, and he was looking for it. He's like, where'd it go? Oh, yeah, it went all the way over towards the first base side in foul territory. That's where it went. So 90 feet. A little bit more. They're checking up on him. He seemed to be okay. That's why we're a little bit light. But the trainer is checking up on him just to make sure that he's okay. Rob Thompson is also out there too. He's doing his tiptoes. Stepping right on the rubber. They're going to see him throw a couple of practice pitches here just to make sure. Lined up in the pitch. First one was good. We'll see him do one more. That one looks good too. And Rob says okay. Four to 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 away. And the pitch. That's inside for a ball. Here's the throw. The second base by Marchand. He is out at second base. What an awesome throw that was to get Jeremiah Jackson out. And all Stott had to do, or excuse me, Christian Cairo had to do because he was over at short, was just swipe him right on the shoulder and just put the glove down. Excellent throw by Marchand. This guy has a very good arm. His pop time is just absolutely tremendous as well. So now it's 1 ball, no strikes, and there's 2 away. Jackson got on with an infield single and just got caught stealing. It's Enrique Bradfield Jr. who's in the box, and he looks at the changeup that misses down for ball 2. Judge, your score bug is showing the Orioles twice. Is that better? Better? Got you. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the next pitch is down for ball 3. What a great basketball story. Thanks for telling me, by the way. Fuqua. Sometimes that happens to me because, again, it's a window capture. 3 balls, 1 strike. I try to keep an eye on it, but obviously, please make sure, if that changes back again, if you guys notice it, please speak up, just like what you did. 3-1 pitch, and it's in there for strike 2. Shugart kicks and fires, and the next pitch is down and in for ball 4. Yeah, I know. What a great story. Thanks for the site does it sometimes. Thanks for letting them know. Yeah, no, please, again, speak up speak up as much as possible when it comes to that type of stuff, because I can only control what I can control, but if I don't see it, sometimes I just don't see it because I have eyes on a lot of other things, but please just continue to let me know. The pitch is outside for a ball. Here's the throw to second base. That time it was a little bit high, but an excellent job by Stott to get on over to the bag and just be able to jump and catch that thing. So that throw was a little bit off. Thank goodness it didn't go into the outfield. 1-0 pitch, and that's outside for ball 2. Just to practice that drill, that's really not easy because, again, catcher has to pop up very quickly and just put the throw right on the money. And he did that the first time. This time, it was a little bit wild. But excellent catch there. 2 balls, 1 strike, by the way, to Gunnar Henderson. Next pitch was taken for a strike. So he is 0 for 2. Gunnar is grounded out twice. Once to first. The other time, it was to Cusick. 2-1 is the count. Henderson is in the box, and the 2-1 pitch is taken for strike 2. That was a sinker at the knees at 93 miles per hour. Shugart kicks, fires, and this ball is going to be hit out off the end of the bat over to left center field, and that's going to slice all the way over towards the wall. So rounding third and being waved on home is going to be Bradfield Jr., and Gunnar gets on with an RBI double, and he is over at second base now for the Orioles. What makes Gunnar Henderson such a great hitter is that he utilizes every single side of the plate. And that pitch that he got was over towards the outside corner. And he didn't want to do too much damage with it. He wanted to just get it off the end of the bat, but just sort of poke it out to left center field. Hit it hard, but not necessarily look for the home run ball there. The pitch to Alonso, and that is in there for a called strike. So the tying run now is over at second base. Pete did get on with a RBI double earlier in the game. The pitch, and that's down for a ball. Yeah, again, just about high point. Once again, congratulations to the Panthers for getting their first NCAA tournament win. That's so awesome. We love to hear cool stories like that. 1-1. That's a foul ball. The 1-2 on the way. Bouncer hit over towards the shortstop. And the throw on over to first base by Cairo is in time. And we're going to go to the 5th frame. All right, so Gunnar does get an RBI double. And that is going to end the inning as we go to the 5th. So Alonso grounds out the short. And that's that. Bradfield walked, right? Yes. Congratulations, of course, to Eric Carlson, because he just got himself another goal today. And Carlson just reached double-digit goals for the 11th season in his career and just gave the Pens a lead. Another one of those guys that's just like, you know what, great player. Can't say anything bad about him. Guy's now 35 years old. Drafted, of course, by Ottawa back in 2008. 15th overall pick. Spent a lot of time with the Sharks, of course. Has just had a very good career. High Points men and women. Oh, both the men's and the women's are in it. Wow. Who did the woman beat? So we're going to the top of the fifth. What's up, Zeitz? Don't spam my chat, man. What's going on, dude? I appreciate you for tuning on in. Hopefully all is well. Hit me up, dude. Hit me up. What's going on, man? And that's awesome. Four to three Phillies, top of the fifth. And here we go. De La Cruz is up to bat. And he looks at the called strike at the knees. Count is 0-1. Geraldo is going to pitch. Louisville is playing Michigan State right now. That game is just ready to get underway. The ball is one strike to Brian De La Cruz, who, by the way, had an RBI single back in the first inning. Gave the Phillies a 1-0 lead. Yeramil Geraldo, last year 18 games, a 4.58 ERA with the Orioles. Opponents did hit .230 against him. There's the 0-2 pitch to Brian, and he'll ground this one over towards the shortstop, Gunner, and he'll throw it on over to first base, and that's in plenty of time to get the first out. So De La Cruz is retired. If you're keeping up with the March Madness, well, Louisville is playing Michigan State right now. That game just got underway. Michigan did beat St. Louis by a score of 95-72. Lindbergh did end up finishing the game with 25 points and 6 rebounds. And don't forget, we got Texas and Gonzaga tonight at 7:10. And then after that game is done, it'll be High Point in Arkansas that we'll be covering as well. So make sure you guys check us out for that. 1-0 pitch, and that is taken outside for ball 2. And if the rest of the Sixers game is still going at that time, we'll finish and we'll do the end of that Sixers game. 2 balls, no strikes in the top of the 5th inning. Marchand's in the box, and he looks at the called strike. Catches the outside corner at the knees. Shout out to Matt Zeitz. That's my guy. George is here. What's up, George? How you doing, man? 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch, here it comes. Swing and a miss. And the count is now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Rafael Marchand. And the 2-2. It's called a ball. Just a bit outside for ball 3. Wonder what pitch tracks would have said about that pitch. Nope, they called it the ball too over on ESPN. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that's outside for ball 4. And Marchand is going to get on for the first time this afternoon, and he will head on over to first base. The women's, they play Vanderbilt tonight at 7 o'clock. Ooh, that might be a game to check out, too. Stubbs is in the box. Stubbs today got hit by a pitch. Walked, stole 2 bases as well. No balls, 1 strike as he just check-swinged, fouled the ball over towards the third base side. No balls, 1 strike. Geraldo gets set at the Baltimore letters, and the 0-1 is upstairs. One and 1 is the count. We're in the top of the 5th. And the next pitch, this ball's flied out over to left field. That's going to be caught for out number 2. Chat, is today the Phillies spring breakout game? Did I miss that? Did I miss that? 2 outs, top of the 5th. When is it? Blue Jays versus Phillies. JJ. Oh, it was the 21st. We missed it. Okay. No, that's today. Was it last night? 1-0 pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. Must have been yesterday. One ball, one strike to Liover Peguero. We got a $5 super chat from our boy George. Oh, it's on right now. 1-1 pitch. There's strike two. Didn't even know that it was even on. Had I have known, I would have done it. Then I also know that I wouldn't have been able to get the score of this, but damn. 1-2 pitch. That's grounded foul. Phillies are up in the spring breakout game. They're up 2-1. No wonder why everybody's not playing. George, thanks so much, man. You are the man. 1 ball, 2 strikes in the top of the 5th inning. The 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball hit over towards the shortstop, barehanded by the shortstop, and the throw over to first is just in time. That was not an easy play. That was not easy at all because Hernandez, who just came on in, Michael Hernandez, barehanded that, threw it over to first. The first baseman, Figueroa, had to catch it and then just swipe out the runner. The throw was not even close to the bag, but that was still a very tough play because he had to come running on in Hernandez, make that barehanded throw in motion, and had to react very quickly, and he got the out. So excellent improvisation right there. And we are going to go to the bottom of the 5th. That's right, spring breakout is on. 2-1 Phillies. They're going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning in that spring breakout game. Oh, man. Let's go. George, you are the man. I appreciate you, man. Oh, boy. For the Orioles, they'll have Huff, Noel, and Mountcastle all due up. All right, we're going to take a very quick step off. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back in just a few moments. All right, here we go. So we are in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's no balls, 2 strikes to Huff, by the way. Sorry about that. We're just trying to get the roster up and running because we have new players in there for the Orioles. Sam Huff is up at the plate. He's now catching for Adley Rutschman. This is the part where the scorecard gets a little bit messy. Shugart still pitching for the Phillies. He is the fourth pitcher that they have utilized today. The 0-2 pitch, that's to Huff. That is outside and low for a ball. Jaden Loray. Okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Huff. Hey, Wes Wilson is out in left field, Phillies fans. He's now on the Orioles. Don't forget about that. 2-2 pitch. That is up high and inside for a ball. Wes Wilson. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Shugart gets set and deals, and the pitch is going to be flied out over towards left center field. On the run at the wall is Marsh, and he makes the catch. Excellent job by Brandon Marsh to track that thing down in the alleyway. And he had the sunglasses on, was able to jump up, catch it, and there's out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. What a play by Brandon Marsh. Excellent defense by him. And so we got 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch, here it comes, and that's in there for a called strike. Junkency Noel is now up for the Orioles. No balls, 1 strike to him. Shugart kicks and deals, swing and a miss. Count is now 0-2. Bottom of the 5th, 4-3 Phillies against the Orioles. Got a little post-game show after this, and the 0-2 is down in the way for a ball. What a nice catch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th. The pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over to left field. It's slicing foul, and it's going to leave the yard. Mets just got a run against the Nationals. They lead it 1-0 against Washington in the top of the 8th inning. And in their other game, they're up 5-3. They were down like 3-0. They just took the lead there. 2-2 pitch. And misses outside for ball 3. Yankees are down 2-1 against the Tigers. That game's in the bottom of the 7th. Pittsburgh is up 6-1 against Toronto. And St. Louis leads it 6-4 against Miami. Rays did beat the Twins 3-2. Braves are up 6-1 against the Red Sox. That game's in the bottom of the 7th. And the A's are up 3-0 against the Dodgers. Bottom of the 5th, 1 away. A runner over at first. The pitch. It's in there for a strike. In the spring breakout game, Dylan Campbell just singled for the Phillies, and they have runners over at first and third in the bottom of the 8th inning as they lead it 2-1 there. Here's the 0-1. This is to Handley, who's now going to DH for the Orioles. One ball, 1 strike to Handley. Maverick Handley. Another catcher in the farm system for them. Takes the next pitch, and now it's a 1-2 count. So we're in the bottom of the 5th. Handley's pinch hitting for Mountie. Next pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Maverick Handley, right-handed hitter. And the 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, and he is now down on strikes, and there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Sugar now has 41 total pitches. And Fabian is going to be due up next. But before that, Rob Thompson's going to make a move. That's going to be it for Chase Shugart. So his afternoon is done, and we will have another pitch and change. With that, let's take a look at the spring breakout game for the Phillies. So they have runners over at first and third. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spikerman is up to bat for the Phillies. Right-handed hitter, and he will foul off the next pitch. That goes out of play. I like these spring breakout games. Had I have known that today was the day, I forgot to put it on my calendar, I would have done it. John Spikerman, born in 2003 in Houston, Texas, drafted by the Phillies as a 3rd-round pick. He's up. The 1-2 pitch, grounded, knocked down by the shortstop. The throw on over to first base just in time. Shortstop had to get on his knees to make the throw over to first, and there's out number 1. The runner from first did go on over to second base in that Phillies spring breakout game. Wonder how Dante Nori's doing today. Is he up to bat now? He is. Well, we'll get to see. Pitch to Nori. That was way up high and inside. Gosh, he had to dodge out of the way of that. Count is 1-0 to Dante Nori. Come on, Dante. We're doing the spring breakout game as this current Phillies game is in a break right now. 1 ball, no strikes to Nori. 2 runners on in scoring position, and Nori's going to foul off the next pitch. At this point in time, I mean, Dante Nori should definitely be considered for getting a spot. Had himself an incredible World Baseball Classic. Did a lot of damage for Italy. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nori. The pitch, swing and a miss. Get back to this Orioles game in just a couple of seconds. Lenny Torres is on the pitch for the Phillies in the Phillies Orioles game. Count is 0-1 to Torres, to Fabian, I should say. Judd Fabian's in the box. The pitch to Nori. Ground ball, base hit up the middle. Dante Nori comes through again. It's a 2-run single. And in the spring breakout game, it's 4-1 Phillies. Gosh, this guy's a hitting machine. Let's go, Dante. Right back up the middle. And he makes it 4-1. All right. So back to the Orioles-Phillies game. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Fabian. Nori just swipes second base as well. Are you kidding me? This guy just does it all. Just call him up. Call him up, man. Let's go. JJ can call a doubleheader at the same time. That's exactly why we do. Diamonds, and I wasn't gonna do that for this, but I had to see Nori come on up. I had to. No balls, 2 strikes, by the way. Fabian's in the box in the Phillies-Orioles game. The pitch. This ball's lined off the glove of the shortstop out to left field for a base hit, and the Orioles are now threatening with runners over at first and second as Noel will stop at second base, and Fabian gets on with a single. That was a bullet. Hit right on over to Cairo. And it went right off his glove. Let's go. Five pitches for Torres Jr. And the pitch, here it comes. Swing and a miss, he went around. Let's go. No balls, 1 strike. Vasquez in the box. Bottom of the fifth. Orioles down 4-3 against the Phillies. Pitch on the way. There's another foul ball. In the spring breakout game for the Phillies, Arun Escobar just got on with an RBI double. And he's now over at second base, so that makes it 5-1 Phillies in the spring breakout game. Good swing. No balls, 2 strikes. Vasquez in the box in the 0-2 pitch, and that's outside. Not by much for a ball. It's 3:08 p.m. Eastern Time. Phillies lead at 4-3 against the Orioles. This is the game that we were originally just going to call, and we still are. 1-2 pitch. This ball's popped up out over towards shallow right field. On the run is De La Cruz, and he will make the catch in the alleyway. And the inning is over. There's some Orioles fans. Some Orioles fans happy. Got their beers out at the Orioles tables. Bright orange. Orange and black. And so the inning is done. We're going to go to the 6th inning. Let's go. Oh, boy. Good for Dante Nori, man. Just call him up already. Have him make the opening day roster. At this point, why the heck not? This guy's doing a lot of damage in spring training and in the World Baseball Classic. Get him up here. Get him up. Call him up over Rincones. Call him up over Miller. Just get him up to the big leagues right now. It's insane. Always fun when we win versus the Orioles. What's going on, Cool J? How are you doing, man? George, I want to say thanks again for the $5 super chat, my friend. You are the man. And folks, for those of you that have been on here since the beginning, I really appreciate all the love and the support, of course. You guys are the absolute best. Man. That's why I saw Felix Reyes make an awesome play. I thought that when it was posted on social media, I thought that it was a replay of what happened yesterday. Dante Nori is the number 7 prospect in the Phillies system. I'm just telling you right now, dude. He needs to be called up, without a doubt. Get him on the opening day roster. It's not a joke anymore. It really isn't. All right, here we go to the top of the 6th. Cairo is up to bat, and he looks at a pitch that's called a strike. Tyler Wells is going to go on out there to pitch. He had 4 games last year and a 2.91 ERA and 21 2/3 of an inning. He did pretty well for the Orioles. 0-1. That cutter misses outside and low for a ball. Wells is a right-handed pitcher, 6 feet 8 inches tall, 260 pounds, posted a 2.91 ERA last year. And the 1-1 pitch is down in the way for ball 2. So far in the preseason, 6 2/3, 4 earned runs. Hasn't had the best spring training so far, but he has struck out 9 batters. This guy does throw a lot of high heat. 2-1. That's a foul ball. Cairo's going to call for time. He will step on out of the box. Phillies lead 4-3 against the Baltimore Orioles. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. And Cairo swings and misses at the fastball. Very deceptive. And that's his 10th strikeout of spring training, Wells, that is. And Cairo is down swinging on strikes to start off the top of the 6th. We've been streaming for about 2.5 hours. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Turner's going to be in the box. He'll be DHing. And the pitch. That's throwing. is taken for a called strike to Trey Turner. The one thing that always has really impressed me just about Trey Turner, whenever I watch him up at the plate, after this pitch I'll talk a little bit more about it. The 0-1 pitch, and that's a foul ball. He's the type of guy that, you know, when he's hot, but he is just, when you watch him swing the bat, it's not like a big swing. It's not like a Ryan Howard-esque type of like a power swing. But the way that he's able to get power on the baseball is actually really impressive. When you just think about the way that he stands at the plate, he's not hunched over, doesn't have a big frame. And he just has he has a very quick bat. Next pitch, swing and a miss. And there's out number 2. And so back-to-back strikeouts for Wells. Located the fastball very well there. Here comes Stott, and Stott looks at the fastball down the heart and soul of the plate for strike 1. So Wells has been getting ahead in these counts. He's been attacking hitters with the fastball. Obviously has a lot of other pitches, too, that he does throw, including that changeup that misses outside for a ball. It was a little bit flat. Stott today, 2 for 3. Got on with an infield single and a double. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch to Bryson Stott, swing and a miss. Excellent sinker thrown by Wells. It was a little bit low. I think Wells is starting to develop a tattoo sleeve on his left hand. The 12th pitch from Wells coming on up in just a few seconds. As he gets the signs, and the 1-2 pitch is fouled away. Stott got a piece of the 95-mile-per-hour heater that was upstairs. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Stott is in the box for Philadelphia. The 1-2 pitch to Stott, swing and a miss. And how about that? Wells strikes out the side, and the Phillies go down in order 1-2-3. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 6th inning. He pitched very, very well for the Orioles. Got to tip your cap and give him credit where credit is due. Wow. That's very promising. Got to go with the guy that's hot? Absolutely. Absolutely you do. So, 3 outs, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Orioles will have 8, 9, and 1 due up in the order. That's Lorey, Wilson, and Hernandez. In the spring breakout game, the Phillies are up 5-1. However, Toronto just got the first 2 men aboard in the top of the 9th inning. It's good. So, chat, I always, of course, like to know more about you guys. I really do. I care about the community on here, because that, to me, is what baseball is all about. It's about family, right? And about creating a community of people that, you know, have a common interest, but, you know, not only talk about the love of the game, but also talk about, like, things in life as well and the life lessons that you learn from the game. And so I want to ask you, okay, I'd like to know, and you guys don't have to answer this, of course, but if you want to chime on in, you can. But what has baseball taught you? What has baseball taught you, whether it was from playing or from watching or both? What has baseball taught you? I'll give you my answer in just a little bit. But this is the cool thing about doing the game on here, right? You can't get this on radio. You can't get this on TV. It's like radio, as I always like to say, but it's not radio. It's a little bit different. So we're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 4-3 Phillies lead. Loray is going to come on up to the plate. And he looks at a strike. They didn't show it because they're interviewing Tower O'Neill on the Masson Network. And Hernandez will pitch. And the 0-1. Checks swing. Did he go? He did. This is Carlos Hernandez on the mound for the Phillies. No balls and 2 strikes. It's Jaden Loray. He's a right-handed hitter. Has orange batting gloves. And the 0-2 pitch. That ball's lined out to left field for a base hit. The sinker from Hernandez reached 98, but command has been a problem for him. And he allows a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Wes Wilson is going to be due on up next. So, yeah, what has baseball taught you is my question. Bottom of the 6th and a runner on over at first. And Wes Wilson, the former Philly, weird to say that, fouls off the first pitch. Deborah, what's going on, Deborah? Playing and watching the game, that it takes a lot of work, but the game is fun to do and watch, and it's a fun thing to relax to. Absolutely. That's a great answer. The ball is 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th. And the 0-1 pitch. That is down and away for a ball. That's also going to get away from the catcher as well. And heading on over to second base is going to be Jaden Loray. 1 ball, 1 strike in the bottom of the 6th. So when I was younger, chat, as the 1-1 is swung on and missed, that was a cutter. Personal story, I had speech problems. I also needed physical therapy. I needed occupational therapy when I was young. Okay? 1-2 on the way. That's down and in for ball 2. And stealing third base. And jogging on over there is Jaden Loray. Now he's 90 feet away from scoring. I was 8 years old when I really got into watching baseball. And that was Ryan Howard that really got me into it. But baseball really taught me a lot about vocab. And I'll explain that in a second. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wilson is up to bat. And the 2-2 is down in the way for ball 3. And I never really talked about this. But when I would watch the game, and I'd listen to Harry Kalas, right? I would take a lot of mental notes in my head on words that he was saying and how he would utilize those words. And I would obviously watch the game, but I really paid a lot of attention to detail on what types of things that Harry Kalas would use, how he would talk, right? And just the tone that he would set, how to get other people involved in the conversation. Like Chris Wheeler, analyst, Gary Matthews, right? Like those guys. And to me, baseball honestly really helped enhance my speech. I never really thought about that until not too long ago. 3-2 pitch on the way. This ball's grounded out to left field for a base hit. Wes Wilson's going to get on with an RBI double. It was hit over towards the third base corner. Garrett Stubbs just could not get there and field the ball cleanly. And we're now tied 4-4 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Carlos Hernandez gives up an RBI double, and that is to Wes Wilson. Just was able to punch that thing right on into the hole. In the spring breakout game, just wanted to maneuver there for just 1 second. There's 2 outs in the top of the 9th with the bases loaded. Deborah says it takes teamwork. It does. It really does. But you think to yourself, how does speech and baseball go hand in hand? That's really how it did. I was listening a lot to the broadcasters, not even just Harry, but to Vince Scully, Joe Buck, right? I'd listen a lot to Joe Morgan and John Miller on Sunday Night Baseball. And I took a lot of mental notes. I really did. One ball, two strikes. This is Michael Hernandez, who is up to bat, facing Carlos Hernandez. The 1-2 delivery. That's now down for ball two. Two balls, two strikes. In the bottom of the sixth. And the 2-2 on the way, swing and a foul ball. Toronto did just get a bases clearing double. And it's now 5-4 Phillies in the top of the ninth inning of the spring breakout game. Two-two pitch on the way from Carlos Hernandez. That is down and in for ball three. So the count is now 3-2. But what else has baseball taught you? Let us know down below. Three balls, two strikes, and the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. That was a nice cutter that was thrown by Carlos. And he's able to get Michael Hernandez to strike out. One away in the bottom of the sixth. Orioles have a chance to try to take the lead as they are in the bottom of the sixth inning. Victor Figueroa comes up, and the left-handed hitter fouls off the first pitch. The ball's in one strike. Folks, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe as well. 0-1. That's down for a ball. That was a slider. One ball, one strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. One thing that I always try to do, chat, is I try to keep score, especially as I'm calling these games. I still try to do that because it really does help me keep track of what's going on in the game. So the 1-2 is down for ball two, and even because everything is digitalized and I can like literally click on this and I can look at it on a screen. If you handwrite things, I tend to realize that you tend to remember it better. 2-2 pitch. That's down and inside for ball three. Carlos Hernandez with 22 pitches. Velocity's been a problem for him, and it's continued to be an issue today. But let's see if he can get out of this. Hernandez gets set at the letters, looks back at second, now back to the plate, and the 3-2 pitch is down in the way for ball four, and he's going to walk Figueroa, and he will head on over to first base. And Sam Huff is going to be the next guy up for the Baltimore Orioles. Listen to Harry, JJ. Baseball is truly a lifestyle. It is. Of course. The pitch, that's fouled back towards the screen. Loved listening to Harry. I like listening to Fransky. I like Tom McCarthy, of course, as well. Harry's son Todd's really good. Very, very good. One ball, no strikes. And the pitch. That is taken for ball two. I was a big Gary Thorne fan, chat. Loved listening to Gary Thorne call the Orioles games. I did. Two balls, no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch. That's down for ball three. Goodbye home run is like such a great signature call. It really is. His hockey calls were great. And also, if you ever get a chance, we'll get back to the topic of baseball, but go watch him call the U.S. Open of Pete Maravich and bowling. That was so well done. Did I say Pete Maravich? I'm so sorry. 3 balls, 1 strike. Meant to say Pete Weber. That was a great call, though. 3-2 pitch, and that's inside for ball 4. And so there is a walk to load the bases here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 1 away. And so the Orioles are threatening to score. We're tied up at 4 apiece. So we got Figueroa over at second. Wilson's over at third. Probably should have done this in reverse order. Wilson's at third. Figueroa's at second. And Huff is now over at first base for Baltimore. And Carlos Hernandez in another jam. And he'll have to face Junkency Noel with the bases juiced here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And 1 out. Hernandez comes set and deals. That pitch is lined foul over towards the left side. Thanks, Deborah. I appreciate it. The ball's 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th. And here's the 0-1 to Noel. Swing and a miss. That cutter just went on into the dirt. Matt says, I learned honor, respect, discipline with dignity. Your team is your family. You have their backs, and they got yours. It's true. 0-2 pitch. That ball is fouled back over towards the screen. That's what I've learned from baseball, and honestly, that's very well said. It really is. You stick up for your teammates. You stick up for everybody that's around you in that clubhouse. 0-2 on the way, and there's a towering fly ball hit out to left field, and that ball is going to bounce off the top of the wall, go into the seats, and that is a grand slam by Junkency Noel. Gosh, he just got it on out of there. That was just pinballed, and Baltimore all of a sudden takes an 8-4 lead. You knew that something was going to be coughed up, and that's exactly what happened as Noel, who has a lot of pop in the bat, able to just get it on out of there towards that left field corner. Looked like that was a hanging cutter. He could not have hit it any better. If that was just maybe 1 foot shorter, that would have been a double off the wall. But it hit off the wall, off the very tippy top of the wall, and then just bounced on over. Crazy. So it's an 8-4 game, and we are still in the bottom of the 6th inning. Baltimore is up by 4 thanks to a go-ahead grand slam by Junkency Noel. What's good, JJ? I'm watching men's and women's March Madness, but just saying, hey, of course. Of course. Thanks so much for being on here. We will be back on for March Madness tonight. Wanted to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be doing more of the March Madness games tonight. We got Gonzaga at 7:10, and then the game after that. So we got the Bulldogs playing tonight, and they, of course, are going to be taking on the Texas Longhorns. And after that, it'll be High Point in Arkansas tonight. By the way, in the Phillies spring breakout game, it was a 5-1 game going into the top of the 9th. It's now 5-4. Toronto has the tying run at second. There's 2 outs. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Bowen is on the mound. The pitch. That's outside for ball 3 over there. So how do we get here, JJ? That's a very good question. Let's talk about that right now. As the pitch is taken for a strike. So Toronto, for the 3rd time today, is down to its final strike. It's been a back-and-forth game. 16 hits combined in this one so far. Brian De La Cruz had an RBI single for the Phillies in the first. Alonso then scored on a balk, made it 1-1. Tyler O'Neill also got himself an RBI single for the Orioles. And then Christian Cairo tied it back, made it 2-2 in the top of the fourth on an RBI single that would allow Stubbs to score. Handley is pinch hitting, and he's now DHing. And the count is 2-0 to him. Palouse is on the mound for the Phillies. 2 balls, no strikes in the bottom of the sixth. And the 2-0 is grounded back over towards Palouse, and he's going to make the throw over to first to get the second out of the inning. So after Christian Cairo got on with an RBI single in the fourth, Otto Kemp had a 2-run single to make it 4-2 Philadelphia in the top of the fourth. Gunnar Henderson ended up getting an RBI double in the bottom of the fourth, making it 4-3. And in the bottom of the sixth inning, Baltimore has put up 5 runs, including an RBI double by Wes Wilson and a grand slam by Jankency Noel. That's how it's an 8-4 game so far. Fabian is now up to bat for the Orioles. Judd Fabian in the box. Fouls off the second pitch, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. This ball's popped up out over towards the left side. And getting underneath it to make the grab for the Philadelphia Phillies is going to be at shortstop. That is Cairo for out number 3. All right, we're going to take a very quick step off. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back in just a few moments. We'll see you very, very soon. Don't go anywhere. Sayer Diedrich is now going to pitch for Baltimore. 12 games and 2 starts last year in rookie and A-ball. The pitch. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 8-4 game. Otto Kemp is up. He's 1 for 3. He had a 2-run single back in the fourth. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch to Kemp. He'll pop this one up. It's hit out over towards the first base side in foul territory, but squeezing it and making the catch for the first out of the inning is Victor Figueroa. Excellent play by him. He had to battle the sun and move on over towards that first base side and foul ground. There's one out. You know, chat, if you ever go back, if you ever want to, like, sort of go through a time machine and go back and listen to some old-time games, I got to recommend a YouTube channel to you guys. There's a couple that are out there, but the one that I listen to a lot is Classic Baseball on the Radio. So, you know, there's a lot of games that they have from like the 50s, the 60s. They actually separated by a decade. They go to the 90s as well. And it's so cool. 0-1 pitch. This ball's flied out over towards medium depth left field. And there to make the grab for the out is Wes Wilson for out number 2. So Marsh flies out to left. Phillies are able to hang on and win their spring breakout game, by the way. And they won 5-4. But yeah, Classic Baseball on the Radio. I can actually pull it up. If you guys ever want to go check that out, I'll drop the link right now. The pitch. That's a foul ball. They have over 1,100 games that they've done. It's insane. We got 51 people watching. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, of course, to the channel as well. But this is the channel. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch, that's a slider. And that misses outside for a ball. The other one, I believe it's called Talkin' Baseball. But yeah, go check them out. 1 ball, 1 strike. De La Cruz in the box. Right fielder takes the next pitch down for ball 2. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the 7th. Phillies are down 8-4. The difference of the game, Giancarlo Noel with a grand slam in the bottom of the 6th. Two balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 offering, and that ball is fouled away. Two balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 7th. And the next pitch is taken low for ball 3. There's another one. It's called Retro Sports Radio. They have audio recordings of vintage baseball, football, basketball, and hockey games, which is also really cool as well. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dietrich on the mound. And the 3-2 pitch to De La Cruz. And they'll chop that one foul. Phillies, forget about the cameras and etc. Just play ball and enjoy. Maybe you can win this thing. Forget about the cameras. That's right. Stay locked in. 8-4 Baltimore in the top of the 7th inning. Nobody on. 2 outs. The count is 3-2 to Brian De La Cruz, who had that RBI single in the first. 3-2 on the way. Fly ball hit out over towards right field, and the right fielder has to go back, and it's going to bounce off the track. He was playing in, and De La Cruz sort of beat that shift there, if you will, and just was able to fly it out to right. It went over the head of Giancarlo Noel. Again, he had to run a long ways just to get that ball. I don't know why he was playing so far in, but he was. And De La Cruz gets on with a double. And Rafael Marchand's going to come on up to the plate, and we're going to have a pinch runner for De La Cruz. I'll let you know who that is in just a few moments. There's Rafael Marchand, who's up at the plate. And the pitch that's taken is for a ball. So it looks like it'll be Murr who's going to pinch run. That is Austin Murr. Pinch running for Brian De La Cruz. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's taken outside, and it's for ball 2. the guy on the mound for Baltimore. That is Sayer Dietrich. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch to Marchand. And he's going to slice this one foul, and it'll go into the visitors' bullpen. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. We obviously are going to be on for more March Madness tonight, starting at 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure that you guys come on in for that. Top of the 7th, 2 balls, 1 strike, and the next pitch to Marchand, and that's way inside for ball 3. Classic baseball on the radio. I listened to that before. It's awesome. It's so good. It really is. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch, here it comes, and that's high and away for ball 4, and we got runners over at first and second for Philadelphia. And there's going to be a timeout taken on the mound here. Huff is going to go out there to talk to Dietrich. A little bit surprised that Drew French is not going out there to speak. Be a part of the conversation. French for Baltimore as the pitching coach. He's 41 years old. Was a coach with the Orioles from 2021 to 2023. He's been with Baltimore since 2024. He did not join the conversation, and now Garrett Stubbs is going to come on up. He's 0 for 1. He walked. He got hit by a pitch. He stole 2 bags and also scored a run as well. 2 outs, top of the 7th, and the pitch to Stubbs. He's going to smack this one foul towards the right side. All right, chat, let's go. Charge! That wasn't my best one. Not my best. 2 balls, 1 strike. Top of the 7th, 2 runners on, and the pitch to Stubbs. That's going to hit him on the back. Hopefully he's okay. Got hit by a curveball, and the bases are going to be loaded for Philadelphia just like that. And that'll put a runner at every single bag. He does get on up, and he will jog on over to first. It got him on the lower back, right square there. And he is going to come on out, and there's going to be a pinch runner. Charge! There we go. That was better. I had to redeem myself. So we have a pinch runner coming on in for Stubbs. It'll be Day. That is Brady Day over at first base. And the pitch. It's taken for a strike. There was nobody on with 2 outs, and Dietrich has gotten himself into quite a mess here. Liover Peguero, hitless in 3 at-bats, playing over at first for the Phillies. Day's at first, Ware's at second, and at third base, it's Murr. The pitch on the way, line drive, base it out to left field. This should clear the bases. There's 1, there's 2. And there will actually be a runner over at third. It is a 2-run double, and stopping at third base is Day. I'm surprised that he was not able to score there, but it's now an 8-6 ball game. That was smacked over towards that left field corner, and Peguero smacks one out to left. And just like that, the Phillies are back in business. Christian Cairo is going to come on up to the plates. 8-6, and here's the pitch to Cairo, and he's going to fly that one foul. Any player named De La Cruz is good. Let's go. JJ, I like you more every stream. Thank you, man. Again, I try to get along with everybody in my community, you know. I try to see what I have in common with everybody because this is a family, right? 0-1 pitch. That's a slider that's taken on the outside corner for strike 2. And I like learning. I do. And I just like conversation. No balls, 2 strikes. Christian Cairo playing over at shortstop today had an RBI single back in the 4th. And the 0-2 pitch is a slider that's way inside for ball 1. Let's go. It's an 8-6 game. Up to bat is Cairo. The 1-2 on the way. Inside again for ball 2. Benellis is pinch running for Peguero, and he is over at second base now. Day still at third. Time is called by Cairo, and he will step on out of the box. It was an 8-4 game heading on into this inning. In the top of the 7th, there was nobody on with 2 outs, and now it's 8-6. With still 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Strike 3 called at the knees. That was a beautiful, nasty slider that just caught the outside corner at the knees, and there is out number 3. So Dietrich did get out of the inning. However, he got scuffed up a little bit and gave up 2 runs on a 2-run double thanks to Cairo. Or Leo Peguero, that is. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. So Cairo is done. He had a hat trick of strikeouts today. However, he did have that RBI single. But yeah, chat. That's what's going on. Oh, that sucks. Merrill Kelly's going to be on the 15-day IL for the Diamondbacks. I forgot that he's back on the Diamondbacks. That's correct. I totally forgot that he came back to Arizona. But now he's on the IL to start off the season. Oof. That's tough. Ends a means to an end. Oh, boy. Crazy. All right, so it's time to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Folks, the name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We go on for Phillies baseball, Sixers basketball, and Eagles football, but we also are covering March Madness. And we also have done the World Baseball Classic as well. We'll be doing a lot of Major League Baseball games this year. It'll be a lot of fun. We do Sunday Night Baseball. We also do this thing called MLB Diamond Zone where we, change the scoreboard. And so if you take a look at the top of your screen here, right, this game is currently going to the bottom of the 7th. So let's change the score. We can, go back and forth between games. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's not the right one. Is it this one? I think it is this one. Yes, it is. Nope, it's not. I thought it was, and it's not. It has to be this one. It is. So here's one score right here. Look at the change of the scoreboard. We can, change scores in real time. Now it's covering my face. That's okay. That's fine. Just get in my way. There we go. So we can just change scores like this, and it's really easy to follow along. And then we can do it in real time. So, right now, in the bottom of the 5th, it's Dodgers, A's, and Giants lead 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. So we can cover a lot of games at once, and it's a really, really cool thing. Now, let's make it a little bit smaller so that way you can see my face again. There we go. So, yeah, we do Diamond Zone. If you're into, fantasy baseball, that's, what we do. We change the scores in real time, and it's so awesome. And it's really easy to follow along if you're a baseball fan like me. So if you are into the betting side of things, or if you are also just a fantasy baseball fan, or if you just love baseball, period, like me, it's a really cool thing to keep up with. It's like Red Zone, except it's for baseball. And with that, let's go back to the game. Yes, sir. Okay, so we're in the bottom of the 7th. Loray is now up. Missed the first out. They cut back a little bit late, and I apologize about that. Blaze Alexander ended up getting out on the first pitch. We'll let you know how he got out in just a little second. Vasquez actually fouled out over to right. That's what happened. So he is retired. That's Willie Vasquez. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jaden Loray. The 2-1 pitch. That's in there for a called strike. Robert Moore's going to play over at second base for the Phillies. And the rest of the infielders now, you got Day at third. Peguero's day is done, and Benelis is now over at first. And then you got Eric Burrito at short. And then the outfield from left to right, it'll be Ware out and left. The center fielder is Fergus, and the right fielder for the Phillies is going to be Murr. 3-1 pitch. That's taken down for ball 4. That's Austin Murr out in right field. And again, the center fielder for the Phillies now, he just came on in for Brandon Marsh. That is Cade Fergus. And out in left field, it'll be Bryson Ware. Bottom of the 7th, a runner on over at first, and Wes Wilson is up. That means that Loray just walked. First pitch to Wes, and he takes a called strike at the knees. Wilson did have an RBI double back in the 6th inning. Here's the toss back over to first, and that is not in time. Deborah says, I love baseball. I do too. Runner sneaks away over at first and then has to go back to the bag. They were trying to play a little game of cat and mouse there, Lou Trevino and Jaden Loray. He was like, nope, I'm not going to throw it. 0-1 pitch. That's going to be in there for strike 2. Excellent curveball thrown by Lou. Played with the Dodgers last year. Was also with the Giants. And then came on over to the Phillies. 8-6 Baltimore. Bottom of the 7th inning. Phillies did get 2 runs back in the top of the 7th. After Junkency Noel hit a grand slam. Next pitch, and now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wes Wilson. Trevino comes set and delivers, and the pitch is outside, and that's going to bounce off the glove of Paul McIntosh, and that's going to be recorded as a passed ball. And heading on over to second base and being unable to advance is going to be Loray. Could not hang on to that ball. Bottom of the 7th, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 8-6 Orioles. Wilson up to bat. The 9-hole hitter today has gotten on 3 times. So Enrique Bradfield walked twice. And Wes Wilson had an RBI double. And make it now 4 times as Wilson gets hit by a pitch. And Trevino in another pickle. It's been a long game so far. Pretty much every other game from the 1 o'clock hour is finished. Except for this one. Is there anybody else that's going on right now still? Dodgers and A's are tied 4-4. And the Mets and the Astros are in the top of the 9th. It's 7-5 Houston. The pitch to Hernandez, and that's going to be a wild pitch, and runners are going to move on over to second and third, so that'll put Wilson at second. Loray is now 90 feet away from scoring. It's 1 ball, no strikes. PJ dropping the link tree. You are the best. If you guys want to go follow me on all the socials, that link right there provides everything that you need to know. Except I do have to re-update the Discord again. The 1-1 pitch, and that's in there for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th. Hernandez up to bat. That's Michael Hernandez. Or Michael Hernandez, excuse me. 1-2, and that's low for ball 2. See, even when, obviously beforehand, I get the pronunciation guides, I make sure that I pronounce everybody's name correctly. You know, I'll know that stuff beforehand. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and there is out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. There we go. I'll make sure to do my research and also ask like what their favorite TV show is, or like what their favorite color is, all that sort of stuff. It's pretty cool. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. And the pitch, that's to Figueroa. That misses down for a ball. Michigan won against St. Louis today. 95-76 was the score. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. That is taken outside for ball 2. 8-6 Baltimore. Bottom of the 7th, 2 balls, no strikes. Phillies are going to challenge this call here. That was outside. It was. So the call is confirmed. It was about 1.5 inches off the plate. Louisville's playing Michigan State right now. It's 42-22. To 33. Bottom of the 7th, 2 balls, 1 strike, and the next pitch is down in the dirt for ball 3. So the count is now 3-1. 2 gone, bottom of the 7th. 8-6 is the score. Trevino comes set above the belt. And the 3-1 offering is grounded back up the middle for a base hit, and the Orioles are going to get 2 runs back here. As Wilson is going to score, Loray was right in front of him, and he'll score 2. It's 10-6 Baltimore. Phillies once again down by 4 as the Orioles provide their counterpunch. That's just a very good piece of hitting, right? The fastball's thrown up the middle. And Figueroa really did fight in that at-bat. Laid off the changeup, laid off the curve, did not say anything to that fastball that he had, and then looked at the cutter, right? And then just saw, he knew exactly that the fastball was coming, and he was ready for it. And that's just a very good situational hitting situation by him, and he executed very well. Now, Caleb Cotham is going to have a conversation with Lou Trevino. And the home plate umpire, Jansen Visconti, is going to go break up the conversation. Man, 10-6 Orioles in the bottom of the 7th. And Huff is going to come back on up. I'll give you a name that I haven't heard in a while. Bottom of the 7th, 2 away, and the pitch is taken down for a ball. Speaking of Huff, Aubrey Huff. Aubrey Huff. The pitch, 1-0, swing and a miss. What's Aubrey Huff doing nowadays? He's 49 years old. University of Miami Sports Hall of Fame inductee. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. That's low for ball 2. Wasn't Aubrey an Oriole? He was. He was an Oriole. That's right. Yep. Okay. 2 balls, 1 strike on the pitch. Ground ball hit over towards the shortstop. Backhanded, and the throw on over to second is in time. We are going to go to the 8th inning. It is 10-6 Orioles. And the Phillies are down by 4 runs. What's he doing now? So he announced his retirement in 2014. He was a a commentator. He was a color commentator for the Pac-12 network, okay? And then he started co-hosting a morning show on Bay Area Sports, 95.7 The Game. I didn't know that. I actually did not know that. Then he was an assistant baseball coach at Canyon Crest Academy in San Diego. And then he was trying to attempt a comeback 3 years after playing the game. And in 2017, he released a book. They said it was co-written by Stephen Cassar, entitled Baseball Junkie, in which he opened up about his battle with anxiety. I remember this. Now I remember that. Okay. I remember he co-wrote that book. I remember that. I didn't get a chance to read it. And I remember specifically in that book, when they were talking about it, I think it was on MLB Network or something. I remember that they were talking about him taking Adderall. And he said that it really helped him afterwards when he was out there on the field. But that's why he had a lot of anxiety. And I do specifically remember, like, when he was being interviewed and talking about it, he talked about Adderall. But yeah, what a guy, Aubrey Huff. Shout out to him. 10-6 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Phillies are down by 4. Orioles were up by 2, heading on into the bottom of the 7th, and then they just got 2 runs back. Farquhar is going to come on up to the plate, and he will pinch hit for Trey Turner. This is Trent Farquhar. He's 25 years old. And he'll be facing Jacob Cravey. Last season was in low A and high A. Played in 25 games, started in 10. Had a 5-5 record, a 2.93 ERA. He did surrender 8 homers in 92 innings of work. See how Trent does here. So 1, 2, and 3 are due up for the Fightins. And the pitch, swing and a miss. It'll be Farquhar, Moore, and McIntosh due one up. Nothing in 1 is the count. And the next pitch is taken for a ball. He was mainly with the Rays, though. Yep. And the Giant. 1-1 pitch. It's taken for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cravey with 3 pitches so far. The 2-1 offering to Farquhar. And he looks at the called strike. Just in the zone. Orioles have their orange and black tops on, and their white and black bottoms. They got the black stripe going down each side of the leg. 2-2, and the next pitch is taken for ball 3. The 3-2 pitch. It's up high for ball 4. And a leadoff walk to start off the top of the 8th inning for Trent Farquhar. There we go. So Farquhar gets on. And Robert Moore is due up next for Philadelphia. And they got McIntosh now playing over at the catcher position. But first it's Robert Moore. And he looks at a called strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. The other Huff I was thinking about was Bryce Huff. Different sport, though. Former Eagle Bryce Huff. Had a good year last year with Tampa Bay. 0-1. It's in there for a strike. Or sorry, not with Tampa Bay, with the 49ers. That's right, because Robert Saleh reunited with him last year. That's correct. I don't know why I said the Bucs. 0-2, foul ball. At least I corrected myself. The ball is 2 strikes. And the 0-2 It's taken outside and high for a ball. One ball, two strikes. The 1-2 pitch upstairs for ball two. Two balls, two strikes, and the next pitch is going to be ripped foul over towards the right side. I'd like to be educated on this. Two balls, two strikes, and the next pitch is fouled off. So there was somebody that posted on Reddit, or on Instagram, I should say, on the Phillies, and they said, "We appreciate you reaching out and sharing your feedback. The Phillies are excited to unveil the newly rebranded Ghost Energy deck in the former Harry the K's left field deck seating area." The pitch that's taken down for a ball. This is Paul McIntosh that's up. And so, more grounded on outs. 1-0 pitch, way up high and inside for a ball. Despite this rebrand, they say in quotes, the Phillies remain dedicated to preserving Harry's legacy. His statue will stay in its original location. The TV booth will continue to be named in his honor, and we expect to continue, in quotes, to show Harry singing his redemption of high hopes on FanVision after every home win. 2 balls, 1 strike to Paul McIntosh. Runner over at first, and the pitch is down in the way for ball 3. I didn't even know that they rebranded Harry the K's left field deck seating area. I had no clue. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the 3-1 pitch. This ball is skied out over towards medium depth left field. Wilson's underneath it. He'll make the grab, and out number 2 is recorded. But yeah, I didn't even know that that was a thing. Must have happened when we weren't covering a game. Two outs in the top of the 8th inning. 10-6 Baltimore. And Fergus is due up next. Fergus looks at a called strike. It's a cutter. Taking that 87 miles per hour. I think every other game is done, right? Giants are up 6-0. Every single one of the 1 o'clock games is done. 0-1 pitch. That's outside. It's taken for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Inside for ball 2. Did you guys see that A.J. Brown was in the Speakeasy live stream last night? And he was annoyed that the hosts were talking about him. 2-1 pitch. That's just a bit inside for ball 3. Thought that was kind of funny. Three balls, 1 strike, and the 3-1 offering, swing and a miss. It was a cutter that was down in the way for ball, what could have been ball 4. But instead, the count is 3-2. Gravy is still pitching for the Orioles. We got Gonzaga taking on Texas later tonight. 2 March Madness games. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball hit over towards the right side. Second baseman picks it up, fires it over to first. It's in time, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is a 10-6 Baltimore Orioles lead. 10 runs on 11 hits for them. 6 runs on 8 hits for the Phillies, and we'll step aside, and we'll be right back in just a few moments. Dr. Delay is here. What's going on, Doc? How you doing, man? Sarah Langs just tweeted out that now we are up to 40 Grand Slams this spring. It's crazy. 40 Grand Slams. Shout out to Sarah Langs. She's amazing. Just one of the nicest human beings out there. Bottom of the 8th, Junkensi Noel is up, and he had a grand slam his last time up. Speaking of grand slams, that's why they put up that graphic. And the pitch, that's a foul ball. Doc, what you got going on tonight? Let everybody know in the chat down below which March Madness games are you covering, my friend. The pitch. This ball's grounded over towards the shortstop. And the throw on over to first is in time. This is Evan Gates that's on the mound. Last season in the minors, 41 games, a 3.23 ERA, 69 2/3 of an inning. Dr. Delay is the man. Little fist pump. Let's go, baby. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Carl says, I know that you're happy that your Pens won. Congratulations to Carlson, by the way. That's quite a milestone, man. Really. No joke. To be able to put up 30-plus goals for 11 years, you're going to the Hall of Fame. The pitch. This ball is going to be popped up over towards the first base side in foul ground. First baseman gets over to the netting, and he can't make the catch. He's stuck in the netting, though, and he's able to get up. He had to twirl around. That's the one thing that you just don't like about the foul ball netting is that you can easily get tangled up with that. That's not fun. Gosh. But he got up. 0-2 pitch. And that ball is going to be fouled over towards the right side and out of play. Doc says always good to see a Penguins win. Yes, sir. It's always good to see a Flyers win. You probably would not agree with that, but that's okay. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball hit over towards the third baseman, and the throw on over to first is in plenty of time. And there's out number 2. Oh, man. But no, dude, congratulations on your success on what you've been able to do with March Madness. You know, you said that you wanted to get to 7K by opening day, and now you're at 7,100, dude. That's all because of you putting in the work, man. Really. I know that you tried to stay humble, and you tried to stay hungry, and of course it's important to have that mindset. But what you're doing is well-deserved. And I just want you to remember that, man. Flyers going for 3-game CA sweep. I hope so. The ball is 1 strike, and the pitch, it's a foul ball. Fabian is up to bat. Count is 0-2. 10-6 Baltimore. How do we get here? De La Cruz had an RBI single for the Phillies. Pete Alonso scored on a balk for Baltimore. And then Tyler O'Neill got an RBI single. Made it 2-1 at the time as the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. And we're going to go to the 9th inning. It'll be the last chance for the Phillies. They trail 10-6, and they'll be back. So De La Cruz had an RBI single. Alonso got on with a single, and then he scored. He actually doubled, and then when he went on over to third base, after that he scored on a balk, made it 1-1. And then Tyler O'Neill had himself an RBI single, and that made it 2-1 Baltimore until the 4th inning, where Cairo had an RBI single, and Otto Kemp did some damage and made it 4-2 on a 2-run single by him. In the bottom of the 4th, Gunnar Henderson had an RBI double for the Orioles, made it 4-3 Phillies. And then in the bottom of the 6th, it was Wes Wilson who tied it up 4-4 on an RBI double, and Jankency Noel had a grand slam and made it 8-4. And then in the top of the 7th, it was Liover Peguero, who had a 2-run single for the Phillies, made it 8-6 Baltimore, cut the deficit to 2. And then Figueroa was like, you know what? This is getting a little bit close again. Let me try to get 2 more runs on the board, and he did. 2-run single. And so 10-6 is the score. I appreciate it, JJ. Good luck with your games tonight. You too. You too, my friend. Let's go. Love it. Love to see it. Okay. Oh, boy. So we got 2 games tonight. Then tomorrow we got 2 games. And then Monday we got the last Phillies game of spring training. And then we're doing the Sixers game that night. And Tuesday's our day off, man. Tuesday is our day off. Thank goodness. And then we get ready for Wednesday night. We got the Sixers. We're filling in for RB on Wednesday night. If you're a Sixers fan, make sure that you guys go check out Philly Take with RB. And then once that game is done, we'll be testing out the whatchamacallit, the 3D model. And that'll be cool. And then Thursday, we got opening day. It'll be opening day for baseball. And then we got a basketball game that night, which will be a lot of fun. So, just trying to stay busy. The pitch is down for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes. This is Austin Murr, who's up to bat. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, grounded foul down the first base line. So, yeah. One ball, 1 strike. We're in the top of the 9th. Rustad is pitching for the Orioles. And the 1-1 delivery. This ball's flied out over towards center field, and it's going to die into center for a base hit. And Murr is going to get on with a leadoff single in the top of the 9th inning. I think what we're going to do this year, chat, when it does come to November, okay, because we know that a lot of, the creators, of course, are going to be doing football, and rightfully so, but I think that we're going to get on college basketball a little bit early next year. Just wanted to put that out there. I think that that's what we're going to do. We'll focus more on the college basketball side of things, because when we get into football, it's going to interfere with baseball, especially the college ones, right? So obviously, we're going to be playing catch up with everybody else that's out there. So I think that we're going to just get onto the college basketball scene early next year. I think that that's a really good move. Just wanted to make you guys aware of that early. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. It's down for ball 2. Might try to sprinkle in some college football games here and there, but I want to be consistent, 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch. And that misses inside for ball 3. So we got 3 balls and 1 strike. Here in the top of the 9th. Rustad gets set above the belt and fires. And that's a fastball at 94 that catches the outside edge for strike 2. Three balls, 2 strikes in the top of the 9th. And the next pitch. Did that get where? Looked like it was up high and inside regardless. He's going to be going on over to first base anyways. That'll put runners over at first and second for the Phillies. Let's go. All right, top of the 9th inning. Rustad with 9 pitches. And it's going to be Day that comes on up for Philadelphia. Nobody out the pitch today, and he looks at a called strike. Taken right at the knees. No balls, 1 strike. Connor Griffin is getting sent to minor league camp. It was just announced. 0-1 pitch, and that's outside for ball 1, and that's going to bounce off the catcher's glove, and the Phillies will have runners over at second and third with nobody out in the top of the 9th inning. It's been a very high-scoring game between the both of these teams. Ware is at second, and at third, it's Murr. Brian Day is in the box. The 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball hit over towards the second baseman. This will bring home a run. It'll be an RBI ground out to make it now 10-7. And it'll be Ware that goes on over to third base. And now it's a 3-run lead for Baltimore. Alex Benelis is now due up for the Phillies. Here we go. Benelis is in the box, and the pitch to Alex, and that's in there for a strike. Charge! No balls, 1 strike to Benelis. The stretch and the pitch. And it's outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 14 pitches for Rustad, who gets set at the Orioles letters. He'll get the signs. And pitch number 15, there it comes. It's down and away for ball 2. The discipline has been very good by the Phillies in this 9th inning so far. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. And it's inside for ball 3. Carter Rustad, 24 years old, from Fort Riley, Kansas. Not played in the majors just yet. 3 balls, 1 strike. Top of the 9th. And the 3-1 offering, and that misses outside, and here comes the tying run to the plate. Oh, boy. The Fightins are knocking on the door. And it looks like we're going to have time called. Big at-bat coming up for Brito. Eric Brito is in the box. Came on into play for Cairo. Runners at the corners. Brito is up to bat, and the pitch. It's just inside for ball 1. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch popped up and fouled. Out of play it goes. Should someone give Rob a good talking to before the season opener? What do you say to Rob? What's your message to Rob Thompson? 1 ball, 1 strike. Did that guy just catch 2 foul balls today? He did. And I know it's a smaller park, but still, that's pretty good. Why not? 1-1 pitch. That's in there for strike 2. Maybe it was a little bit low. Burrito's not going to challenge it. See what Pitch Tracks on ESPN is to say. Yep, that's a strike. It's at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burrito in the box in the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball hit over to third base. The throw to second. There's 1. Here's the throw to first. It's not in time, and the game will continue for Philadelphia. It's now a 10-8 ball game. He hustled, and he beat that thing by a mile. The tying run's still up, and it's Trent Farquhar who's in the box. 10-8 Baltimore, and the pitch is a fastball right down Broad Street, taken for strike 1 at 95 miles per hour by Rustad. So Burrito gets an RBI fielder's choice. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch to Farquhar, and he flies 1 out over to center field. This should do it. Underneath it to make the grab is Fergus, and so, or sorry, not Fergus, that was Fabian, and the ball game is over. So 10-8 is the final score. The Orioles hang on and beat the Philadelphia Phillies today. The Phillies are 10-15-2 in spring training. They were 9-1, or sorry, they were 2-9-1 on the road. And now they fall to 2-10-1. And the Orioles are able to come up with a win. They beat the Phillies by 2. 10-8 was the final score of the game. All right, a couple things to recap before I do sign off, okay? And first of all, if you're going to sign off right now, thank you again so much for tuning on in. I really appreciate you guys. Here's some things that really stood out to me today that I thought were positives. Brian De La Cruz, he's been hitting the ball very well for the Phillies, and at this point, him and Dante Nori deserve to have a shot in the outfield. They really do, because they've been playing really well. You need another right-handed bat, especially now that Johan Rojas is going to be suspended for the first 80 games of the season with the PEDs. So, yeah, he did very well today. Otto Kemp did pretty good, too. He had that one nice 2-run single down that first base line. That was very promising as well. Bryson Stott played well, and he just continues to be a hitting machine. I continue to take positives out of that as well. Marsh didn't have a good day. Marsh did not have a good day, even though, however, he made an incredible catch out in center field. You got to give him that. The way that he was able to track down that fly ball, go on into the alleyway, jump up and catch it and slam into the wall, not an easy play, especially when you got to figure out angles, and that's really not easy. So very happy with how he did defensively in the outfield today. He also had a play, too, I remember, where he barehanded a ground ball, and he trusted himself, and it was a good play. So, but yeah, overall, though, not a bad day for the Phillies. I know that they gave up 10 runs, but you think about the guys that they threw out there. This was, again, just a test to see what types of talent that they have. Besides Lou Trevino, and I don't even know if Lou Trevino is even going to make it, but Jonathan Hernandez did not pitch well today. He gave up 5 earned runs, 3 hits. I think he's going to start off in Double-A or Triple-A probably. But you really can't say anything bad about the pitching because, again, you're just figuring out what you have, and these are more so tryouts now as to who's going to be in Double-A and who's going to be in Triple-A. And then you have the final battle between the outfielders, De La Cruz and Dante Nori and that type of stuff. Nori, by the way, had a very good day in the spring breakout game, which I definitely do take as a positive as well. I didn't get to watch much of it, but that at-bat that he had in the 8th inning, another clutch at-bat, this guy needs to be called up. There's no doubt about it. They put Garrett Stubbs over at third base today. Again, they're just experimenting with that. They just also made a trade for Carter Keyboom today as well, which means that, they're trying to get a little bit cute with their depth, and maybe they can, I don't know, call him up and maybe he can make some sort of bench noise. I don't know. But Garrett Stubbs, I know this was like one of his only first days over at third base. They wanted to try it out. It just doesn't look good. It really doesn't. And I understand why they're doing it, because he doesn't have any club options left. But they're going to have to be creative. They really are. So, an okay day for the Phillies. I'm just ready for the regular season. It'll start on Thursday. We got one more game that we're doing after this, or after tomorrow. And that game will be on Monday. And I can't wait to see you guys on for that. And with that, I'm going to sign off, man. I really appreciate you guys so much for being on here. It means a lot to me. I want to say bye to everybody in the chat. Thanks for the game, JJBW. Missed a good one today. This is Carl. Yeah, hopefully he's all right. I'll reach out to him. I really will. Deborah, thanks so much for being on here. I really appreciate you. Eric, as always, you are the man. Thanks so much for being on here. And yeah, so tonight we got Gonzaga taking on Texas. That game will begin at 7:10. And then we got a game after that at 9:45. I'll catch you guys on for that if you guys are going to tune on into the March Madness side of things. And if not, I'll see you all on Monday. All right? Love you all. Lila Tov. Good night.